Alrighty then. Hello! Let me know if the sounds and everything are okay, if the volume needs to be brought down or whatever. Just let me know and I can adjust it. I'll wait and see for a reply before I start talking, so let's see. There's quite a bit of a delay, that's okay. Not to worry. How's it going? Hello. Just checking, waiting to see if the sound is okay, because that's where I always mess up. It's saying it's okay, but I just want to make sure with you guys, volumes are okay, music's not too loud, whatever. Just let me know. Hello, wow, so many people in the chat now, that's crazy. Music could come down a little bit, no problem. I thought it might be a bit too loud. There we go, how's that for you all? Audio's a lot better than my ad. Oh, nice. I'm glad. Well, okay, let's just say hello to some people in here. There's a lot of you this time around. I'm like, whoa, jeez, okay. Okay, Aaron Popke, at least my ad sounded celebratory. Baby Shark Bro, how's it going with everyone? I'm pretty good myself. I just hope that this would go off without a hitch this time around. It's always a bit nervous, like doing a live stream again, because you're like, I don't know if the sound quality's okay, or is there going to be some hiccup here, there, whatever. Yeah, but other than that, I'm pretty good. Just had a nice takeaway. I had a burrito for myself, so I'm nice and full for the stream. Got water, all ready to go. Semitrol says, hello. Ambers, howdy. Lunchbox God, hello there. I should have done that in the Obi-Wan voice, but I don't know. My Obi-Wan's not too good. Goo Master. Hello, Goo Master. Semitrol, music come down. Yeah, okay, got that. Hammock, I love that name, Hammock. Welcome, Hammock. Audio's a lot better than my ad. Yeah, oh, I'm glad. Baby Shark Bro, g'day. How's it going, mate? Amber's music is a tinge. Mic is a teeny tiny. Wait, mic down a teeny. Oh, mic down a tiny bit. That's perfect. I actually turned it up for this because I was worried it'd be too loud. But let's go with that. Mic's down. Music up just a tinge. Okay. Let's see. Around there. How's that? Update me as well if you need more tweaks to the sound there as we go. Lunchbox God. What? These names are incredible. May I ask the plan for today? Yes, 100%. So the plan is, I have a lovely Sophie hat here from Howl's Moving Castle. We're going to draw the names at some point in the stream, about halfway through the stream. I'm going to draw names for the one shot I'm doing. Until that point, it's still open to anyone who is a fancy Giga Chad or fancy Goblin or higher on my Patreon. If you still want to put your name in, I can add it to the hat throughout the stream. Just let me know in the chat if you've done so, and I'll double check it all anyway before I'm drawing the names. But I'm going to draw names for one shot I'm running with the Classless skill tree. It's just going to be an open Q&A as well throughout the whole thing. You can ask me whatever you like. At some point, I guess I will tell you my little YouTube story, how I got here, how we got to 10K in less than a year. It's nearly coming around to a year since I first started this channel, which is crazy. So that's really wonderful. I'm looking forward to sharing a bit of that with you all. What else am I doing? I had a list here and I went through it just before I went live, but now I'm forgetting everything. Yes, everyone in the chat is going to help me also decide what the next homebrew is going to be, or what the next skill tree is going to be. We're all going to decide that together and maybe do some building of that. And generally, whatever you guys want to do here, I just really want to hang out with you all, get to know you all, because there's so many of you now. It's insane. It's like trying to comprehend. I was writing a letter to an old pen pal there today, and I wrote down the number 11,000, and I was like, oh, that's a big number. That's a lot of digits there. So, and to think that all of you exist out there and are checking out my fun, wacky stuff, and it's surreal. So yes, that's the plan for the day. Aaron Popke, howdy indeed. Witcher OL, it's okay. Okay, sounds okay. Potable, hello Potable. Amber's music up. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, everyone's saying sounds good. King Wolf 159 skill tree on sound checking. Mitchell, what do you have in your what do I have in my burrito? I had some crispy chicken, massive peppers. There was massive peppers throughout the whole thing. It was just general kind of spicy stuff. I don't think there was any beans in there. It was a lot of just fried vegetables and some crispy chicken in the whole thing. Not like a genuine burrito. Lots of cheese as well. This is kind of like it's like a slightly fancier fast food place that we got it from, called Pancho Villa. Very nice, very nice. Massive peppers. You're kind of like, you're biting it and just pull out a massive pepper. But good stuff. Very lovely, very tasty. And I had a lovely salad with it too, so it was nice. Just skipping down a little bit. Baby Shark Bro, wish I had more money so I could support you. Not even for the one shot, just because I like your stuff. That's very, very sweet. I mean, just by being here, you're supporting me plenty. So I just really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Very lovely, just to say anyway. Hammock, the One Piece is real. I've been catching up on One Piece recently. I'm on chapter... Actually, I'll check it right now. Because I've got the tab always open on my iPad. What chapter am I on? Halfway through chapter 240. I will say, if anyone wants to get into One Piece or whatever, it took me about 150 chapters before I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this now. I'm into it. Before, it felt like a grind. Like I was like, I got to get through all this. But then I found myself thinking about One Piece and what's going to happen next when I wasn't reading, which was nice. It got to a point where I was like, oh, I'm actually intrigued now. I'm enjoying this plot. There's still moments where I'm kind of like, it's not the best, but it's very creative. A world builder's dream. Really enjoying it. So once I've caught up enough and I feel like I have a sufficient amount of knowledge, I'll start maybe looking at the One Piece skill tree. Need some water there. My voice broke. Let's see. Just going through. Hammock. Kamala is interrupting the stream. Wait, what is Kamala? Witcher, I'll use the Watcher Online, but shortened. Witcher sounds cool though. Oh, Watcher Online. Oh, it is Watcher Online. Yeah, you've changed your name. I remember Watcher Online. Okay, cool. I love it. Welcome back. Tackles Rocket. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at this. My fiance, she laughs at me so often for how badly I butcher people's names here. So I do apologize beforehand. If I butcher your name, reading it out, I'm slightly dyslexic. But you love spicy food. I also like spicy food. I used to like it a whole bunch more. And there came to a point where I actually got a bit scared because I had too much spicy food. Like I ate something very, very spicy. It was quite dangerous. And now I've pulled back a little bit. I've reined myself in a bit. Some Nobody says, I'm thinking of using your Spellbroken class for an NPC in my campaign. It's really interesting and well made. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That is one of my first, full classes that I've ever made. I don't think I've made a full class after that. I was like, I wanted to make a class, and I was like, how do I make something that just can't be a subclass? That's the thing. When you make a class, it's like, well, how do you make a class? I set it as like a challenge for myself more than anything. I wanted to see if I could make something that isn't just basically a subclass for another class that already exists. Because you could be like, oh, I'm going to make a pirate class, like a whole class around pirates. But that could totally be a subclass for a rogue. It could be a subclass for a fighter. It could just be a bunch of different subclasses for different classes that already exist. So I wanted to try to come up with something very unique. And had a little bit of inspiration there from Fairy Tail as well, with Natsu, who just eats magic. I love anti-magic kind of builds. And I had this idea of these anti-mages for a long time. And so, yeah, I went with that. Goo Master. You okay? Oh, yeah, go ahead. It's my partner. Got your AirPods? Hello. They're going painting now. They're painting a very beautiful piece. If you want to see some amazing artwork as well, check out RoseryBlue on Instagram. And they have some incredible stuff. Anyway, get to the bottom of this and then we'll start getting into the mainstream. I just want to make sure I cover as many of the comments as I can before we jump actually into the whole thing. So, Goo Master, I watch One Piece on 100 times speed. I mean, fair play. I mean, I can't do that. I can't process anything at that speed. fair enough. Aaron Bupke, now that could be an interesting expansion. Add devil fruits to cooking. Ooh, oh my god, that's fun. I'm actually working on a little secret Kickstarter at the moment. I'm doing the writing with my partner. She's going to do all the artwork. I'm going to kind of help with the artwork as well. It was a big collaboration. And we're going to try to make a cookbook for D&D with loads of different ingredients, like individual ingredients, as well as all the cooking rules that I've already made and developed. We're going to like really expand on it and come up with a bunch of stuff. And we're going to just dip our toes in Kickstarter material. So that's our first project we're going to run. It's going to take a while, so I don't want to like, you know, I'm throwing it out there, but I don't know. We don't know when it's going to be made, but that's what we're working on at the moment. Sam Mitchell says U.S. political ad. I see. Oh, that was for the were you shaking your head? Gotcha. Kamala Harris, president candidate. Yes, I remember. Yeah. Thank you very much for clearing that up. Nightwolf. All jokes aside, I love your skill tree idea. Thank you so much. I'm very proud of it as well. It just feels like a game I like. I'm just making the game that I would like to play myself. I've always loved the idea of not having class. I've always tried to play that in other campaigns as well. I've kind of like I love characters like, if anyone watches Mob Psycho, what's the name? Basically, the con artist. He's gone from my name. I just like characters who are just regular people and get by in a world of superheroes. That's why I love Batman, all that kind of stuff. I know it's a different kind of vibe, but I always like that idea of someone who's not special but is kind of just good at lots of little things, or just has enough intelligence to get by, or charisma, or whatever. These are all things that sparked the idea to begin with, but I like the idea of the freedom of the skill tree and everything else. Thank you. Taco Rocket. Taco's Rocket says, laugh my ass off, just call me Taco, don't worry. Sorry, I just called you Taco again. Tackles? Taco? You gotta give me the phonetics of that. I'm so sorry. Hello. Lunchbox God. I've had the class idea for a marionette. You summon all sorts of puppets, each having their own proficiencies. A lot more that's complex. That sounds very cool. Kind of like a summoner class as well. Kind of gives me who's the guy who has marionettes in Naruto. It gives me that vibe. Very cool. Wait, is this stream on Twitch as well? It is not on Twitch as well. It's just here on YouTube. I used to stream on Twitch though, at a time. Nightwolf says, I feel like it's a refresher from games like D&D and Pathfinder. Thank you. I'm so glad you think it's a refreshing kind of system that I've built. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, why you put it in 5th edition, all that kind of stuff. Thing is, it's so much work to make a whole new system from scratch. It takes a long time for it to even be playable. So my whole shtick is to just incubate it. That's what I say. I try to incubate it in D&D right now until it's ready to actually be made into its own system. But I want to make something very clean, very fresh when it does eventually become its own thing. Similar to Break, one of my new favorite tabletop role-playing games of all time that I've discovered. It's basically done everything that I've wanted to do. But the one thing this has is it's like it's very rules light tabletop role-playing game, whereas mine will be a little more rules heavy. Hopefully not too heavy though. I want it to be digestible for everyone. Amber says, fun fact, Taco Cat is a palindrome. Wait. Yeah, sorry. I was reading fun fact backwards and I was like, wait a second. Sorry, yes. Blue, what's Blue up to? Blue is just pacing up and down the hall at the moment. Do you want to be on stream, Blue? And then we'll get into the actual stream, I promise. Blue? Hi, push it. Yeah, there we go. We've been practicing that. You want to say hi to everyone? Oh, sorry. Oh. Here's Blue. Blue's on stream. Oh my god, you can't climb me. I'm not a climbing frame. There you go. You've got Blue's rear end for this stream. So to start the stream, I suppose I'll open it up to all of you. If any of you have got any questions for me about anything and anything, anything and everything, anything and anything. Are there any questions you've wanted to know, like about, you know, building classes skill trees, how I've come to make content on YouTube? I don't know, my favorite color, what kind of food I like. I don't know, whatever you want to ask. I'm just going to designate like a section of this live stream, maybe a half an hour or so, just answering whatever questions you've got. And in the meantime, if there's no questions being asked, I will just start to rant about how I got here, how I got to this point on YouTube, because it's a funny story, and it all of a sudden kind of caught up with me, and I've come to a point now where I'm like, oh, I can pay my bills with this now, and it's kind of surreal. So fire your questions away, and while I wait, I can start chatting about. Oh, you licked it. I can start answering people's questions. Hello. Will I put you down? You smell like grass. She's just been outside. Probably running around, were you? Yeah. Okay, maybe you're just chilling there. That's okay. What's everyone saying, Blue? Let's see what they're saying about you. I was Blue is herding the hallway. Yeah, Blue is the ultimate herding dog. When you're coming in from a walk, she will be nipping your ankles, not like in a painful way or anything like that, but constantly circling you and nipping your legs to make sure that you're heading in the right direction back home. Loves herding creatures. Just has it in them, built in. They're saying your name, Blue. They're saying Blue, 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 Blue. Yeah. You have a cat named Blue, Amok. That's amazing. No way. I've always loved the name Blue. I actually always originally wanted to call my first child Blue. And I suppose I have. Blue is my child very much. I just like Blue because it's very gender neutral name. It could be for whoever. And it's just a good word. Baby Shark Bro says hello, Blue. Hammock says, oh, I've read that one as well. Sam Mitchell says, I love her. Blue's the best. Blue's such a good dog. Very, very smart dog as well. Learns so quickly. Hammock says, I want to know about the dog. Know about that dog? No, bro. Wait, what? I want to know about that dog. No, bro. You want to know about the dog? Blue is, you are a Sheltie. Yeah. You're quite a small for the breed that you are. She's a blue merle. And my fiance's parents are the owners of her mom, and her mom is called Tundra. So there you go. We've got like a whole interconnected family. It's very, very sweet. And every time they meet up, Blue is beside themselves and will play constantly with her mom, constantly bugging her, just jumping on her, sneaking up, just relentless. The poor mom just can't catch a break. What else are people saying here? Aaron Popke says the cool thing about skill trees, they can get new DLCs. Exactly. So, you know, obviously classes can get new subclasses and stuff, but I feel like with a skill tree, yeah, you put down a new like DLC for the skill tree, and it expands the options for everyone, not just for the paladin or for the rogue or the warlock. You know, everyone can branch in and everyone can like fit into a theme together, and like, you know, if one person in the campaign is playing a rainbow paladin and I don't know, some rogue is playing the edgelord subclass of darkness, you know, that I mean, that's a cool pairing for sure. But say you're playing in, you know, a Curse of Strahd game, you know, there's gonna be like an imbalance in the type of stories you're telling with your characters, whereas with, you know, the DLCs that you throw in, everyone can like pull from the same one. Obviously you could all be pulling from different ones, but I kind of like the idea that, you know, it's a nice way to flavor the overall story and progression in the game for everyone. That's my dream for it anyway. And it's a great way to have, like, if I ever release this as its own system one day, I could release like zines, little zines that tell you how to incorporate this game, maybe add some monsters in there that also add to the skill tree. There's a whole thing you could do with that, and then obviously throw in an adventure that suits the thing. That's my dream anyway, when we eventually get to that point, have it as its own system and then constantly release little zines that can go with it. Let's see here. Sam Mitchell says, what more are you wanting to do with the Pokemon skill tree? Yeah, so I've been working on a Pokemon skill tree over on, you might hear scratching there, Blue scratching at a door. Over on Patreon. I can give you a little sneak peek as to what I'm actually working on over there. This is exclusive Patreon stuff, but I won't give away too much because, you know, obviously people are paying for this, but let me try to find it first. Pokemon, there we go. Let me swap over here to... Nope, wrong one. There we go. Beautiful. All right. So this is the expanded summon skill tree. It's over on my Patreon. Obviously, I'm working on it bit by bit, getting there slowly through it. But essentially, it's you're basically playing Pokemon or Digimon, but it is like an expanded summon skill tree. So you've got the skill tree here. It's quite simple, but the thing that makes this very complex is that you can learn new moves for your Pokemon as you play. There's a whole thing here for setting up your starters, build your own summons. You can choose your starter as either beast, humanoid, or plant, but there's other types as well, and those I've got a whole chart here for damage types, like how they affect the different creature types versus the different damage types, how they're all, you know, interconnected. And then this is an example of like the humanoid. Every time they reach certain levels, your summons, they gain new powers and abilities. So like a level 1, all your summons start at level 0 as well. So a level 1, when they eventually get to level 1, they kind of learn how to use their hands. So you can give your little monkey man a knife and he can go stabbing people now. Eventually they learn weapon training. Actually, yeah, sorry. Hands, I'm getting ahead of myself. Hands, as they can interact with objects and stuff. And make offhand attacks as a bonus action. So they can do a little bit of punching. Weapon training, then they can learn to wield weapons. So you give them a flaming sword and just send them into battle. And then eventually they become intellectual. Their intelligence increases and things like that. So they can kind of learn spell casting as well. Beast is different as well. Beasts are more about adapting to environments, and plants are kind of they're very kind of grounded, like hard to like take down, and they can like regenerate and all that kind of stuff. And then I've also got like some moves as well. And that's the thing, when your Pokemon get to certain levels, they can learn new moves. There's a few different types. There's kind of like a generic type, there are elemental types, there's range types, and there's AoE types. And I think there's complex types as well. That's another one. So I'm making a whole bunch of moves. I'm going to do maybe about 40 different moves to try to cover everything. Maybe about 10-ish for every different type of move that's out there. I've also got to do all the different creature types, like how they all level up individually. So I've got to do all the creature types. I think there's going to be 13 creature types roughly. All need about 3 different powers. I've done 3 so far, so I've got 10 more to go. I've been working on it a little bit. And then obviously I need to write. I've been writing now recently all the descriptions of all of these abilities and what they do and all of that. So that's the plan with it, is you can start leveling up, evolving your Pokemon. When they get to certain levels, I mean, I love the idea of, you know, getting to certain stages in their evolution. That's kind of what these are for as well. These kind of core levels that they reach, it'll be a different level for each type. Like for humanoids, it's level 1, level 3, and then level 5. But things like dragons would take a lot more time to kind of develop stronger abilities, but they're going to be much stronger. So maybe at level 10, your dragon learns some crazy move, and it's at these tiers of levels they evolve, they like transform, you can add some new description to them on how they look. So that's one thing I'm working on, big project, but that's my plans with it. I hope I kind of answered your question. I'm just gonna bring this down just a tad here. Let's see. Baby Shark says, speaking of DLC, I'm trying to design a new section for the skill tree for like engineering stuff for like the artificer, but it's hard connecting many dots. It's really, really hard. I nearly went insane with the first few drafts of my skill trees because you start looking at all the things that already exist. In the end, you've got to like try to find out where they all connect, where the similarities are, figure out what you don't need, throw all that away. You've got to be pretty cutthroat, and then you've got to make it all original too, which is something I really try to achieve, is to not make it just D&D, like copy and paste. I want to try to mix it up every time. So yeah, I don't blame you. It's a very tough undertaking. There is going to be a lot of artificer stuff in the crafting skill tree. I've got a whole alchemy stage, but also the smithing where, so you've got the trinity of alchemy. Actually, I'll bring it up here. I'll show you as well. Might as well. Show you what I'm working on over here. So this is the crafting skill tree, just to give you a little sense. It's still in the works. But essentially you've got the three core elements here: alchemy, runecraft, and forging. Where alchemy, which is kind of like a science, meets forging and stuff, you've got basically that's kind of like a weird, like building mechanical devices, I think, tinkering, making maybe artificial beings or structures like constructs. So all of your tools and gadgets can be in that section. Where alchemy meets runecraft, that's kind of making, so the way I've looked at it as well, forging creates permanent objects. Alchemy makes consumables, and then runecraft alters objects in general. They're like a semi-temporary, is there a semi-permanent alteration to something. So when you got the thing that doesn't last very long, like consumables mixed with a semi-permanent thing, again, with runecraft as well, you've got to take in the flavoring and everything else. You've basically got spell scrolls. Eventually, you can start writing spell scrolls. And there's also going to be a whole section here where these two meet in regards to ritual casting and casting rituals. Obviously, as well, runecraft goes into a whole bunch of things you can place it on. Rune scale will take effect as well. Like the bigger you make a rune, maybe it makes a stronger impact, or maybe it just makes it last longer. Smaller runes maybe are more powerful, but they don't last as long, or maybe it'll be the other way around. I'm trying to decide. But eventually you can make tattoos as well. You can get permanent runes on people. There'll be like flesh runecraft. So it doesn't have to be on objects anymore. Forging eventually branches off into ammo, armor, weapons, all of that. And then alchemy will be like grenades, healing things. You've got medicinal properties, things to like boost your healing potions, things that boost your offensive attacks, things that make your potions explode in bigger areas and affect more people, or then also adding the potions to yourself, like injecting them into your bloodstream and turning you into like a Jekyll and Hyde character. So that's the journey for those, and so there'll be a lot of very artificery things within this, which I think people have a lot of fun with. Knooch asks, what is your opinion on firearms in a D&D setting? You know, I have no problem with firearms. I've got a fantasy, like high fantasy setting. I love adding weapons into firearms into my games. And what I've got as well in my world of Gostar is it's kind of semi-connected to our own world, which is now at this stage in a cyberpunk setting. So a lot of the artifacts or relics from that world come into ours. So I often give my players laser guns that they find and stuff. I have no problem with it. I have no issue. Obviously, if you're not going for that for your setting, then that's totally fair. You don't have to put them in. But I have no problem with stuff like that. I like to throw everything. I just like have one big gumbo of just like whatever, big hot pot of just a mishmash of different genres, because you could just keep it fresh then. It's very easy to restrict yourself, and games can get stale then. They can get complicated, whatever. The more limitations you put on yourself, it can be fun for sure, but it's harder to keep a long-term campaign going, I think, when you have so many restrictions and you can't throw fun things in to keep it fresh, because you're rationalizing like, oh, it doesn't make sense to put this in this situation, whatever. So I like to keep my games open. Amber asks, I had 2 Shelties and they herded furniture. Yeah, Blue loves destroying furniture as well. Still loves destroying furniture. Anything that has little sticks or is made of like woven together. This thing behind me, for example, Blue loves to eat them. Loves to eat sticks. Night Wolf asks, how did the Goblin mascot come to be? That's a really good question. So let me see if I can find the original concept art for the Ugly Goblin. So I originally had a little avatar that I used to use to represent myself called Cascando. He's a little chibi, blue-haired guy, and I considered using him when I was making a mascot. And I was like, okay, no, if I wanted to start YouTube. I just want to have a go, because I've always wanted to have a go at trying to do something on YouTube, do something with it. And I felt like I never really gave it, I tried like the gaming thing. Everyone tries the gaming thing. But I found, my heart wasn't in it. I was kind of just doing it to like get big or whatever. So I thought to myself, I'm actually going to change the music because this song gets a bit bonkers. I'm just going to bring it back. So yeah, I did the YouTube thing for a while, but it fizzled out. I'd lose interest or whatever. So I was like, I said, I'll set myself a month. I would do YouTube for a month and see how I go. And I said, okay, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it fresh. I want to, I don't want to be connected to any of my other profiles. I had a YouTube channel as well, Cascando. I did a few little animations when I was like a teenager. I don't want to do that. I want to just start fresh right from the ground up so that, I felt as well, like if a channel has been existing for a very long time and it hasn't really gone anywhere, it's not really going to draw anything anytime soon. So I had that kind of stipulation in my head. So I was like, okay, we'll just start from the ground up. And because of that, I was like, I want to come up with someone fresh. What do I want to do? And I was like, I want to do something D&D related. Everyone's got like a nice D&D related mascot for, you got Pointy Hat, Wizard Hat. There's a Cobalt guy. There's the Monodrome guy. I'm so bad at pulling out YouTubers' names. I was just chatting with all these YouTubers recently as well. I don't know their channels' names. I forget off the top of my head. But I was like, what's my favorite monster in D&D? I like oozes and I like goblins. So often my default, I have to hold myself back so often from putting goblins in my game as NPCs. So often my merchants or traveling merchants are goblins. They'll always be just a small little grimy something. So I started doodling. I started drawing a cute goblin, but I also wanted him to have like expressions that like make him look very scrunkily is the best word. Originally he was meant to be called the Dirty Goblin, but I felt that had some bad implications. But I wanted him to be sketchy and kind of like gnarly a little bit and still have that cute vibe, that kind of Stitch vibe where Stitch is like a bit like pretty nasty at times, but it's still cute the whole time. And so I just started sketching a few ideas, did him with the little body, and I felt I needed something on his body. He's just naked. And a loincloth seems a bit kind of like too conventional. And my brother, a very long time ago, ran a game for me, and there was a wizard who had been turned into a sheep in it. And I stole that idea later on when I started live streaming a game in Gostar, and I had one of my biggest NPCs who had been in a previous campaign that I was still running, another campaign that I'd been running. He was really big. He's a very powerful wizard called Zavion. He was an elf, a Scottish elf. He's like he used to be an artificer of sorts. He was like a mechanic in the cyberpunk world. He had been lost in the cyberpunk world, lost all his magic, but still managed to tinker a little bit with the machinery and weave little bits of magic in there. So that was his way of like maintaining that magic. He became like kind of a dad figure for one of my parties. And so when I started a whole new campaign in the same world of Gostar with a whole new group, who eventually were called the PB Rebellion, I thought I'd put him in there as kind of like a bit of a mentor character that they can meet at the start. They're all new players, so I thought I'd put him in there to like help him, explore the world, but put him in a very vulnerable state. So it was more them saving him than him saving them. And when they found him, he was totally beat up. He'd been ambushed, and so he's really low health the whole time. Long story short, everyone was eventually teleported into a dream-like reality. They didn't realize it was a dream world, kind of simulation, until halfway through it, obviously. And eventually they had to escape. But during this whole time, because Xavier was such a problem to the person who put them all in this funny reality, they turned him into a sheep. So he was this cute little chibi sheep the whole time that they would carry around, a little squeaky toy, kind of plushy sheep. But because he's a genius or whatever, he was kind of learning ways to break out of it. So every time we rolled initiative, he would have to roll a very high number on the dice to maybe transform into a wizard for a very brief period of time. I'm ranting, whatever. He became a very big popular character in all my games. He was beloved by lots of my players, and I always connect him back to that sheep, and I wanted to have a little kind of nod to one of my favorite NPCs of all time. So that is why the Ugly Goblin wears a little sheep jacket. And I like the idea that when he pulls up the hood, he turns into a sheep. So he's kind of like a goblin in sheep's clothing, and he goes in and steals people's sheep and runs off. So that's the origin of the Ugly Goblin, the little mascot you've got here. Now he's in pajamas down in the corner there, doing some squats. And you've got the fancy goblin. Eventually you got Bonan, the Giga Chad goblin. And I'm sure I'll develop more and more goblins in the future. My partner, she's also a little, she's the girlfriend goblin, or fiance goblin now, in a little fox onesie. And I like that all the goblins have these like little outfits. Also a little bluebird as well on Instagram, a friend of mine, amazing artist as well, has helped me out with some of the animations on here. And so I asked them to come up with a goblin for themselves. They've given themselves a kind of like, they're in like a blue onesie, like a bluebird onesie, like a blue jay or something. So I thought it was really cute. So on the goblin franchise we'll go. I'm seeing lots of messages come in here, so let's see if I can catch up. It's like that one Vine where everyone takes some gum. Okay, these are all going to be like out of context for me, but let's see if I can like catch up with some messages. Mike Morgan says, just joined your Discord. Hope to play a game using your system. I hope you find a game too. It'd be fantastic. Yeah, anyone who would like, who isn't in the Discord already, you can hop over there. I'm sure you'd be able to scrounge up a game there somehow. A few people are offering to run some games already, so do check it out. Hammock says, is your YouTube your full-time job? If not, do you ever want it to be? Funnily enough, only a little while ago, I started. So I'm typically I'm a graphic designer. I design logos. I paint murals. Essentially, I create artwork for businesses and communities to help enrich their brand identity and strengthen their brand identity. So that's what I've done for a very long time, for about 7 years or something like that. And I've done other odd jobs here and there. But because it's freelance work, you never know when you're going to get work, when you're not. And so I'll tell you a story. I'll have a little story time as to how this journey has gone for me. And I will get to everyone's questions here in the meantime. But we love scrungly little guy. Yeah, I love Goblin. Okay, so just looking at some of the comments there. Okay, so I started YouTube. I said I'd do it for a month. And I made a couple of videos, and they did okay. They had a few hundred likes or views or whatever, and I was like, wow, okay, wow, people are watching my stuff. This is really, really cool. But it was tough, and they're already like, I don't know, 8 minutes long or something now. I kind of laugh at that now. I can edit 30-minute videos pretty easily now, which is nice. But I put a lot of work into them. Drew so many assets for the Goblin, all the different expressions and everything. Editing him took ages. I've done editing in the past. I've done a lot of editing of videos and stuff. It's not uncommon for me. When I was a kid, I loved editing. I loved making my own videos. Didn't know YouTube was really a thing. And I think eventually when I did, my parents didn't really want me to put stuff up there. But I loved YouTube. I thought it was great. I attempted it a few times. But I was like, I kind of knew. I had like a system down at this point where I was like, I know how to make characters. I know how to make them animate a little bit on screen. And I have a few things I want to talk about and share. So I released a few of those videos, and they're doing okay. And I started watching lots of content to see, you know, how to do this professionally. Like, I didn't want it to fizzle out. I wanted to like treat it like it was some sort of game. Like, how do I get? I'm a bit of a min-maxer as well in games. I like to really get good at games, not really to beat anyone else, just beat myself and to prove to myself that I can achieve the highest. I just like to reach as far as I can reach. I've always kind of been like that with things. I like to do a good job at things. So I wanted to like research and everything, see how to like play with the algorithm, all that kind of stuff. I was like, oh man, it's taking a while. I don't know if I'll keep going. And there was a moment where I was like, okay, I've had fun. And then I reached 100 subscribers. And I was like, whoa. Well, now I've got to do a little bit because there's 100 people out there watching my stuff and waiting for me to do something else. At one stage, I think one of my videos did quite well. It got like to 2,000 views or something like that. Maybe even went to like 20,000 views. And I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. So that bumped me up a lot, and I jumped all of a sudden from 100 to 200 to 300 only in a couple of weeks or something like that. And so that really encouraged me. But I think just before that, I started reaching out to a bunch of YouTubers out there, like Ginny D and Dungeon Dad. I just sent them emails and stuff like that, and I was asking them, you know, if they got any advice. And amazingly, Ginny D got in touch with me, and I was amazed because I was very much like, I know you don't have time for you guys, it's cool, but if you do have time, have you got any tips for me? And Ginny was so lovely, sent me a bunch of links to other kind of YouTubers to check out to help me out. And just that, the fact that someone reached out to me and helped me a little bit really, really encouraged me to just try a little bit more and try a little bit more. And eventually, you know, I got a load of momentum, and I got to about 500, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Well, I gotta keep doing stuff then. And I think I hit something then. My partner was, I wanted to do a bunch of tutorial videos for new players, because a lot of my players were new players, and they always have the same questions. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a few things for that. And I started with that, and then I was kind of getting a bit tired of them. I wanted to do something fresh. So my fiance said, like, why don't you try something for high tier games, because you run a lot of high tier games. Like I was running one at the time, and still am running one that's over level 20, and I really struggled at this time when people went past level 50, and I don't know how to react to any of that. So I did my like how to run a high tier campaign game, and in there I included my like kind of like the boons that I give players, like the high tier boon table. And people seem to like that, and I was like, I just said in the script, I was like, it was like an improv thing. It's like, and if people like this, you know, I can show you how I could make like a skill tree for this, and so I ended up doing that eventually. I was like, yeah, I'll do a skill tree, and I spent hours trying to. I had like so many bits of paper all over the room, and each piece of paper had like different abilities from different classes, and I was organizing them by classes and then seeing where they cross over and stuff. And I basically try to cram as many of the base classes into one skill tree. And I was like, man, this is crazy. This is so much. I need to find another way to do this. Started chatting as well at that stage with DC20, the dungeon coach. And I wrote to him as well. And I said very much like, I know you probably don't have time at all, but here's my stuff. This is what I do. Have you got any tips? Because the dungeon coach's story really resonated with me and where I was in my life. So he has a video where he talks about, like, he released one when he reached 10k, and he reached it in under a year. And I think he was one of the first YouTubers to reach 10k in under a year. It was like in the D&D community. But it was a really tough journey for him. Like when he started his YouTube career, his wife was pregnant. So his goal was to make, you know, a living-ish from YouTube, or at least just earn money from YouTube before their child was born. And I was in a similar situation where I had been living in Finland for about a year or so, and I hadn't really found... I had work when I was back in Ireland doing freelance work, but now that I was in a whole new country and I didn't speak the language, it was very hard to find graphic design work here. I was trying so hard. I was trying so many ways to make money here. And it's something I've always managed somehow, is I've always managed to get by. But I was getting to the point where I was getting a little scared because I wasn't really finding work even after ages of, putting my work out there, meeting with other businesses and things like that. But I still luckily had some contacts back in Ireland that I was flying back for and things. And at one point as well, my dad gave me some work for his own festival. He runs Animation Dingle, which is the biggest animation festival in Ireland. So he gave me some work with that, and it was like a really big lifesaver at that time. It was around Christmas. And during that time, I asked the dungeon coach, Alan, if he had any advice for me, because his story seemed very similar to mine. And so he got back to me. Yeah, it was really lovely. He sent me a video of his story, and he was basically just really cutthroat. I asked basically, I was on the fence because I was seeing my YouTube do really, really well. But I didn't know, I wasn't making any money from YouTube or anything like that. But I was seeing it was doing well, and I wasn't earning anything from design. So I was like, okay, what's your advice here? Should I go the YouTube route, or should I go and just put more work into just finding any kind of job I could find and just focus on that and kind of maybe put YouTube to the side? Because I was putting a lot of stuff into YouTube, and I was really enjoying it because I hadn't much work at the time. But it came to a point then where I was like, okay, I've done too much on YouTube now, and my funds are depleting. I'm not getting work. Eventually, I got the festival offer later on. But before that, he came back to me with the video, and he said, my advice is it's really tough. It takes a long time to start earning anything from YouTube. So, to keep it safe, he basically advised me to not do what he did. And it's only now that he's set up DC20 that it's finally paying off. It's taken him about 6 years or something like that to finally be in a space now where it's really all paid off. And you can imagine for those 6 years how stressful it must have been for him. So he told me to go the opposite way. So I did. I went and just put all my energy into designing. I did kind of minor stuff for YouTube. And I did one video before the Christmas break, which was the Jujutsu Kaisen video. I put that out, and I said, I just threw it out, and I put it out pretty much like a week after the series concluded, like the season 2 ended. And it just got a lot of traction from that, and it started skyrocketing again, my YouTube career. And so I started to pursue it a little bit. I started to, I'm never someone who likes to go with trends. I've never been like that. I could have maybe done more on Instagram with my art if I had done more fan art and stuff, but I've never been one to do that. I always like making my own stuff ever since I was a kid. I never liked copying. I'd be one of those kids who hated tracing or whatever. Let's see. I was reading. I'll read some comments because I'm realizing I'm kind of getting too into the story, but I'm not actually interacting with all of you here, and I'm seeing some come in. Phone's on 1%. No. Amber says, you've met the coach IRL. You have, yeah. You've met, and you've been with the coach, Amber, since he started, which is really cool. Amazing connection there. Simon der Superman says, hi, what's up? Hello. Hammock says, the ceiling or sky, depending where you are. I assume that's the limit. I'm out of context here. Maybe I shouldn't have come to the comments. I'm losing my my momentum here. But Rose says, content creation is such an inspiring but cutthroat route to take. So proud of you for you can make me cry for sticking with it and make it into a thing that brings joy to people and makes me happy to. That's my fiance there. Who has been amazing, because I was really scared with YouTube and with just finding work in general. When I came over to Finland, with about 10,000 euro. Half of that disappeared in the first month or so, just buying furniture and everything else, all that kind of stuff. Just, depleted very quickly. I did, when I was here, I signed up and set myself up as an entrepreneur. and set up my business, Cascando Artwork here. I was getting funding for that. I was promised it for 6 months to try to get the business up and running. I got a few jobs, and I was really excited at the time that I was promised a few jobs. I got some really big gigs. One was to do murals for an entire hotel that was being set up here in Rovaniemi, which is a huge tourist place, and that would have just spiraled into so many other jobs. But in the end, they cut the artwork from it because they hadn't taken into account that it's like the law to have these really expensive doors in every room that they never knew. They were just going to do wooden doors and everything, and I was going to paint all the doors. I was going to paint all the hallways and everything, all these different rooms, all the bedrooms and everything else. But these doors cost several thousand each. They're fireproof and soundproof and all this kind of stuff. And so they cut the artwork from the place. So I lost that job. I had another job that was coming up as well. That got cut too. There was a burger place I was doing all the design work for back in Ireland. I had done a bunch of stuff. It was going to become a chain. And then that burger place, the owner of it ended up getting into a real old scandal, and was the whole thing kind of went kaput. I won't get into the details, but that wasn't great. So I was like, oh my God, I have no money. I have no source of income. And there was also going to be this whole other food place opening up back in Ireland. It was going to be in this massive garage, like a food market in a giant warehouse, and it was going to do all the graffiti and artwork in there. And they got bought out. Some other businesses bought that place off him, off the guy the other guy who was setting up the business was going to buy from. They bought it for more money and just swept it up and kind of just offered this guy a deal he couldn't refuse. So that went out the window. But I continued with the design path, because at this moment in time, I had been on this grant money for 6 months, and then I got an additional 6 months to keep going with it. But I only had about 3 months left of it. This was around December time. I knew around February-ish, I wasn't going to have money anymore. And then I wasn't going to be able to keep my head above the water. Any funding that I had, any savings that I had were just going to start eating away. And I only had a few thousand saved up at this stage. And so I said, yeah, I can't risk going the dream, becoming a YouTuber. I don't know when it's going to be paying off. And Alan from Dungeon Coach really helped me with that, helped me realize that. Seeing him, I could understand his story. I know where he'd been through. I didn't want to put my partner through that. We had a new dog as well, and I was like, oh man, I can't do this. So I went down the design route. I said I'd put it on hold, just do it every 2 weeks, release a video, maybe do some shorts here and there. And then my dad gave me some work for his festival, and that kept my head above the water for a bit. And I did a few other little kind of jobs. I helped my mom set up her own business. She does these retreats over in Ireland. They're called Welcome Home Retreats. If anyone wants to go on a big, wonderful yoga retreat where you go outside, you just you go hiking, you go swimming, you go stay in these luxurious places to accommodations. Check it out. Welcome Home Retreats. If everyone wants to treat anyone to a very expensive getaway, it's a wonderful thing. But I helped them set up that website. They helped me get by. And then it fizzled out again. But then, as soon as I finished those jobs and I was free, some of my YouTube videos started blowing up. Things that I kind of just threw out there because I was like, I'll do another Classless skill tree, all that kind of stuff. They just did so well. I did the third Jujutsu Kaisen video, and that is still gaining views. That's gone over 200,000 views, which is the biggest video I've ever made. Most popular video ever. Obviously, everyone's got JJK brain rot now that the anime's over and the manga is crazy. It's insane. So I was kind of blown away. I all of a sudden was 1,000 away from 10,000. That just exploded. All the other videos did really well after that, and then it fizzled out again. I was like, oh god. But it came to a point, and I gave all those. I started just releasing all the stuff I was making for free. I didn't want to, I'm one of those guys who watches a YouTube video. I'm like, man, this is a really cool thing, and then at the end is it's over on my Patreon. I'm like, oh no, I don't have money. I've never really had money in my life. I've always been broke as hell. My family's always been broke as hell. I've always been broken as hell. I was an art college student. That's as low as you can get. And funnily enough, studying fine art painting, that was my backup. I originally wanted to be an actor. And I said, oh, while I'm in Dublin or whatever studying, I'll go to some acting groups and stuff like that. Didn't work out. Anyway, so I'm very used to surviving, scraping by. And so there came a point, though, where so many of you, even though I was giving it all away for free, people were going on to Patreon and being like, hey, I like what you're doing. It's really cool. Thanks for giving it to me for free. Here's money for it. I was like, what? Wild. Every time someone purchases something from Patreon or heads over there to support me in any shape or form, I genuinely, I write separate messages for each and every one of you, because it really does, truly, it means the world to me. That people are supporting me and what I'm doing right now and trying to do. I don't know how to comprehend it. Still don't know how to comprehend it. And it's only maybe literally a few weeks before I was going to propose to my partner, that I looked at my Patreon and I was like, hey, I can afford to almost pay rent now. And between this and YouTube and things, I can maybe pay for groceries. And so that's basically where I'm at now. And I'm like, hey, this can only get better from here. I've reached now the point where I can survive. I am earning enough to live off of YouTube, which is very nice. And so there's so many, there's 11,000 of you subscribed to my channel. It's an insane amount of people, and there's no way I'm going to stop now. And there's so many of you supporting me that I do not want to put the brakes on anymore. And I have decided that, you know, if a design opportunity comes off, maybe I'll do a design opportunity or whatever. Recently was the very first time I turned down a job because I realized I'd be earning more from YouTube than taking that job, from the time and effort and everything that it would cost me. So you have all made this thing a reality for me. Like, you're allowing me, all of you, just from subscribing, just from liking a video, just from watching it or sharing it, or, you know, for all of you incredible people who are supporting me on Patreon. I really genuinely mean it when I put it at the end of my videos. I cannot thank you enough. You are allowing me to do what I'm doing, and allowing me to take risks, allowing me to put this stuff out for free so more people can come in and enjoy it and play with it and everything else. And obviously I want to reward you all over on Patreon as much as I can too. And so yes, I am at the point now where I am surviving. I've got my head above the water again. My bank account is no longer depleting. It's stable, you know? So I'm at a point in YouTube where I'm doing okay. And that's not going to be the case for everyone out there. I have also gotten very, very lucky. And I just thank my stars every day that I've gotten this lucky. Because I was expecting this to take, you know, a few years or something before I'm earning maybe €100 a month or something like that. Yeah, it's insane. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you every single one of my, how many subscribers do I have now? Exactly. I want to thank the exact amount of you here. There is 11,048 of you as of right this moment. Just gained 5 there while chatting. So thank you, all of you, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Let's see how you're reacting to any of this. There's a bunch of questions there as well, but I'll just see, just keeping on topic. Oozes are great. They are great. Amber says, and now I can claim I've been with the Ugly Goblin since the beginning. Seems not too long ago that you had a live stream for 1K. I know. Insane. Literally only a few months back. So it's pretty rad. And thank you so much for being with me all this time. Hammock says, question, what's up? Answer, the ceiling. Question, what's up? Oh, the ceiling. That's the kind of humor I like here. I usually say fuel prices, but actually they've gone down a little bit, so I can't say that anymore. Sam Mitchell says, really proud of you. Thank you so much, Sam. Amber says, still waiting for your YouTube memberships. I'm scared of YouTube memberships because it means I have to release videos sooner for people, and I'm just about keeping up with the amount of content I'm creating. When I get to the point where I have a nice backlog, I can look at memberships, but right now I'm just about getting out the content every time, because there's so much writing involved in all the homebrews that I make at the moment, so that takes so much time, and then the editing takes so much time, and writing scripts, all that kind of stuff. And I've taken quite a few holidays recently as well, so I've often had to like use up all my backlog to go on the holiday trip. Obviously, like going and spending time with my family who are here recently, and yeah, spending time with you and your mom, and proposing to your mom, your other mom, your human mom. Yeah. Scorptech, hello, welcome, hello. Scorptech, you should go subscribe to Scorptech, because they're so close. They are so close. They're a very good friend of mine. They are so close to 100,000. So they're my rival now. I've got to catch up with you. So help Scorptech get to 100,000 in the next few weeks, because they really deserve it. They've been doing this for a very long time. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to come up here? Come here. Yeah. You can come up here in the stream. Up on the swivel chair. This is Blue, everyone who hasn't met Blue before. Blue occasionally barks in my videos, and I've recorded so much that she's sniffing the mic. That I've recorded so much, or I don't want to like retake the whole thing. And when I'm going back, I hear the little bark, and I'm like, oh, I've got to leave it in. She has to be a part of the video. So you often might hear a little squeaky bark in some of my videos. So I put a little animated Blue in there to represent my baby. Goo Master, I wish I could support you, but I'm a broke boy. Broke boys unite. I'm also broke boy. I've been forever broke boy. So no worries at all. They're supporting me enough just by being here. Lunchbox God, I'm in the same boat as Goo Master. Aren't we all? I mean, it's really just a game of billionaires, and we just give money to billionaires so they can give their money to other billionaires, and we're just in the middle, being broke boys. Hammock says, yeah man, don't overwork yourself. I want to do my best though. I want to be on that grind now. We're getting to 100k now. We've reached 10k. I gotta go to infinity and beyond. And you all are inspiring me to do that. What are you doing? There we go. Watcher Online says, been here since double digits. I think you have. You've been here a very long time, Watcher Online. I didn't recognize your name originally since you've changed it. I think, and now we're at 5 digits. Holy crap, it is 5 digits. Jesus, that's insane. I've only once in my life had 5 digits in my bank account, and it didn't last very long. Scorptech says, oh no way, you do kind. Well, thank you. Yes, do. Right now, if you haven't, just open a new tab, open up YouTube, subscribe to Scorptech. Their name's right there. Scorpio Tech, sorry. Just click subscribe. They do really cool room tours and just breakdowns and cool tech that they get. Thank you very much, Baby Shark Pro. Lunchbox God has done it as well. Thank you so much. Amazing. Ember says, my videos have my dog as co-host so much, it just figures to leave him be a part of the recording. I respect that, 100%. Hammock says, broke boys rise up. And Rose says, dogs should always be a part of the content. Yes, I require to always be... Sorry, you're not comfortable? I put you down. Just listen, I'm always going to be here, guys. Keep an eye for my barks in the streams. Okay, let me scroll up here because I see there was a bunch of questions being asked. I will get into a few more Q&As, and then I'm going to just have a little chat with you and see where you want to what you want the next video to be. Next Tuesday, just say I do like short main video. That's kind of the system I've got going on now, and with the shorts that I'm doing right now, I just want to. They're not like they're not, how do I say, like sponsored shorts or anything like that. I just want to use this platform now to just shout out every now and again creators or content that I really like. Just let people know about it. Like the Break video I did recently. I did one on Break. Next one I'm going to do is where I buy my dice. So that's going to be in my next short. But then the next Tuesday after that, we're going to go, I'm going to release whatever you want me to release. We're going to decide that here on the stream. So stick with it. We're going to start deciding what my next content's going to be very, very soon. But before that, I'm going to answer a few questions. We're going to... Oh, thank you so much for subscribing, Curio Wizard. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to just go through a few questions here. Once we get through a few, I'm going to go through, pick out some names from a hat here. We're going to get 6 players for a live... not a live game, for a playtest game for the Classless skill tree system. So it's going to be 6 lucky players here. There's a few people have signed up over on my Patreon. If you haven't or would like to, you still have a chance to have your name put in the hat before that's pulled out. But I'll go through a few questions here. If anyone still wants to add their name to the hat, now's your last chance to do so. So, someone has asked here, Lunchbox got... Sorry, she's going to be a little squeaky. She's getting a bit impatient. She doesn't like it when I talk to a computer. You can come up here again, Phil. No interest. We'll put you out on the balcony. I'll be right back. I'm just going to open the balcony first so she can go play. Okay, I'll be back. 2 seconds. Ooh. Okay, let me see here. Lunchbox God says, any tips for making homebrew? My tip is, if it's fun, just do it. It doesn't even have to have a mechanical thing. You can always just add some flavor-filled item. It's tricky. It's like, where do I start when I build a homebrew? Usually, I will look and see if a homebrew already exists, and if it does it better than what I could do. Or even then, even if I could do it, it's like, do I want to spend hours making this homebrew for this small detail in my game, or do I want to use what someone else has done and share it with my friends and put it out there? That's often my go-to first, is like, see what's out there, what exists. There's one reason I haven't done really One Piece stuff at all, because I think a lot of the One Piece stuff out there, at least the Devil Fruits that I've seen in one of the PDFs, is insane. It's sensational. But a lot of you like One Piece. It's a massive thing. So I think ScorpTech just gave me £3. Thank you so much in the super chat. Oh my god. Thank you, sir. Go subscribe to ScorpTech, guys. Just ScorpioTech. I keep saying ScorpTech. It's ScorpioTech. Go subscribe to them. They're nearly at 100,000. But yeah, any tips for homebrew? If it's a case where something doesn't exist, I can't find it. I will start looking at how I can make it as simple as possible, how I can do it as quickly as possible, because in the end of the day, I'm running like 4 or 5 different games, and I can't spend forever doing it, and I'm also making homebrew content for all of you. So I'm like, how do I make it down? How do I break it down to the simplest mechanics? I break it down to the very, very bare minimum. It's always good not to overcomplicate it. And it's also a good way to balance your games by making it, low key, making it a little underpowered. So say you want to make a tentacle sword, for example, just allow the sword to now, it's maybe a +1 weapon, or maybe it's also, I think, okay, maybe because it's tentacle, it can move underwater. I start rationalizing, how does it work in real life? Tentacle sword can attack things underwater, so you have no disadvantage when using the weapon underwater, and it's got a 15-foot reach. That's it. If you want to even make that weaker again, it can extend its reach to 15 foot 3 times per day. Just break it down to very simple things. Try to figure out how it works in reality, and then just maybe look at mechanics for that. If you wanted to go further, okay, it gives it reach. You want to do more damage, if it does fire damage. Or maybe you want to add something, make it do fire damage, but you don't want to do extra damage. Maybe it converts all your damage into fire damage. Try to keep it as simple as you can. That's my biggest tip, I guess. What's my video workflow routine? Okay, I've actually gotten into one now. So typically, come Monday, I'm often finishing up editing for my Tuesday video. If it's a long video, if it's about half an hour, I'm often still editing on the Tuesday. If I'm lucky, I've already done the thumbnail, maybe the Monday before or over on the weekend, I've done the thumbnail for that video. So it comes out then at 6 p.m. my time. I don't know what time that is for any of you, but it comes out at 6 p.m. The video is done. Wednesday, I usually take it a little bit easier on myself because I've been working through the weekend as well. And I'm usually a little burnt out after getting a video out. So I take it a bit easy. I might work on some like homebrew stuff or something like that, stuff for my Patreon. Kind of fun little stuff. I won't do any more editing. Thursday, I'll start writing my script. If I can get it done in the day, I might even record it that day. If not, I might record it into the Friday. And usually in the Friday, I'm also maybe editing the audio and stuff like that. It comes Saturday, I'm often editing that video. So I can give myself less work on the Monday and Tuesday, because it usually takes me between 1 to 3 days to edit a video. Basically, if it's a 10-minute video, it'll take me a day. Every 10 minutes requires a day. I can get about 10 minutes edited in a day. After that, why is there a clicking in this music? I'm just going to bring it back because I don't know why it's clicking. There we go. Bring it back to the start. Then the cycle continues. Sunday, I'll try to give myself off. Monday, Tuesday, I'm catching up. I've gotten to a point now, though, where often I can get the video done by Monday. And so I've caught up with myself now. So usually Tuesday, I'm kind of doing the script and audio and stuff. Rest of the week, I'm doing that. And now I can save myself the weekends to give to other people to make my Patreon stuff, to play with friends. I'm a kind of person who doesn't know what to do when I've got no work. So I'm just kind of always working. But that's basically it. It's an infinite loop now of working, make video, get it out. Luckily, I have the 1 week in between where I'm making a short. That allows me to catch up on myself often, and usually I use that week as well to make more Patreon stuff. That's my workflow. Can't stop, won't stop, just gotta keep going. Let me catch up to the chat because I'm seeing other people are saying stuff. Scorptech is blushing, give me £3, thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you. Also, let's see here. We're going on to Aaron Popke. I'm back. And what did I miss? Just my life story, literally. Don't worry about it though. I'm just answering some questions now, and then we're going to pull some names out of a hat. Hammock says you can roll online. Lunchbox. Hammock, did your phone die? Ah, yes, phone died. Okay, yes. Rose says, those who haven't yet, be sure to come join us over on the Ugly Goblin Discord for all the nerdy talk. Yes, absolutely. We can continue chatting after this. It's popping now. Only a few months ago, I should say, the Discord is at like 50 people or something like that. It's now over 300. It's crazy. It's wild. Swordplay and Sorcery. If you haven't also subscribed to Swordplay and Sorcery, they're fantastic. They do some brilliant stuff, brilliant breakdowns of DC20, the system itself, and I think they're also going to do some new, cool, fresh stuff soon, but really, really high quality videos. I say congratulations on the milestone. Blah, 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 champagne, champagne, dancing ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Swordplay and Sorcery. Patema, one of my oldest players, Patema, asks, do you give the best scripts a little kiss when you're done? That would involve kissing my computer. But I think, no, what I do is usually I'll treat myself to something nice. And because the script has come from me, the script also kind of profits. And it's basically like, ooh, yay, we both get to share this chocolate biscuit or this ice cream or something like that. If it's a long script, or if I've done a really long video, usually I will do something nice on the Wednesday it comes out, after it comes out. Or the Tuesday, maybe get takeaway or something. Bruno says, congrats on 11k. Thank you so much, Bruno. Bruno's insane. Bruno's been helping me make, or has made, I haven't done anything to help. Bruno has made an online automatic skill tree for the classless skill tree. So you can like click on everything. It's basically like an app. It's appified. The only thing we don't know how to do now is try to find a place to host it. So that's just what we're trying to figure out at the moment. So anyone has any ideas on how to host some code like that, let me know, and then it can be open to the public for everyone. Baby Shark Bro says, how do I get to the Discord? It should be in the description of this video. There should be a link. You scroll down, click the Discord link. You might have to sign up if you don't have a Discord already, and you should be there. Patema says, just link in the description. Thank you very much, Patema. Patema is an incredible player. In my earlier days of DMing with Patema, I was a little bit of a hardcore DM. It was a bit of a brutal game. Patema's character got fucked up and has stuck around the whole time. And I always feel a little bit guilty about the like trauma that their character, Patema, they're playing themselves in the game, has gone through. But they have one of the most incredible D&D characters ever. Patema's an incredible player. Just want to say that. Aaron says, damn, that was literally the best part. Backstories are the most important part. Well, you know what? You can ask other questions about my other backstories. I've gone through the YouTube backstory. I can talk to you about whatever other backstory stuff you want to know. Patema says, he said doo-doo. Now I'm all caught up with the questions. So, I think it's about time. It's about high time I go and pull some names out of some hats. And this is for the Dinosaur versus Pirates versus Dinosaur game. That will be utilizing the Classless skill tree. So let me just go over here and double check that no additional people have signed up, so I'm not going to miss anyone. So let's check out the form itself. Okay, Bluester. Sorry for the slight delay here. I'm just gonna pop open that form. There we go. Sign up for playtesting. Okay, there have been 13. Okay, so we haven't had any new people added, which is perfectly fine. So I'm gonna pull out Sophie's hat. This is a hat that my fiance wore when cosplaying Sophie. I cosplayed Howl, and we went to a wonderful anime convention together, and it was a great time. So we've got all the lovely names here in a hat. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna like rummage around and try to pull out a random one, and we're gonna see what our 6 players are gonna be. You wanna be here for it? Blue's trying to hop on my lap. I pulled out one, so just so you know, this one is here. I put it in my teeth, so you know, you're not like, oh, that could have been my name and he's lost a piece of paper. Okay. No, okay. Just one hop up. That's okay. Let's see who our first player is here. So, what are people saying? I'm on Discord, blah, 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 hat time. I cry myself to sleep because of Ugly Goblin. I'm so sorry. It's strange you say that, because before we even played a game together, you had like a semi-nightmare thing about me DMing for that game. There's all, you have these prophetic dreams. And funnily enough, the being, your patron when you were a warlock, was called the Dreamer. Very funny. Isn't that kind of funny how that happens? You have all these dreams before games and they become real, and then your patron becomes a person called the Dreamer. That's crazy. It's like it was planned. Hat time. Okay. Where's the pointy hat when you need it? Yeah, we should. You know, one day I'm going to catch up to Pointy Hat, and he's going to be like, oh, now I want to collaborate with you, Ugly Goblin. You're so cool. First name is... okay, that's just totally reflective. We got Dark... Oh, we got to do the swatch thing. That's not working at all. There we go. Dark Lord Fluffy. You are the first player. Let me know if it sounds and everything okay. Oh, I don't know if you can hear myself there twice. I've got YouTube open, that's why. Okay, close that. Dark Lord Fluffy, you are our first player. There we go. Yeah, okay, you saw the name. You're the first player. So player number 1, Dark Lord Fluffy. Congratulations. We're going to go around again. We're going to see Dark Lord Fluffy, actually, very conveniently. You've been very active on the Discord, so it's lovely to see your name pop out there. Next up, we have... So these are people's Discord names as well. So I don't think everyone had a Patreon name or couldn't remember their Patreon name. So I'm just going with the Discord handles right now. So next one we have... what's going to be revealed. I didn't actually read it in time, so I don't know what it's going to say. I have to wait for it to come up. We've got Ukami. Ukami. So you were actually a previous player on one of my other games. So Ukami, very cool player. Cool to see you there. And congratulations, Ukami. Sorry, TSK, but Ukami is just like one of the best games ever. So I just want to say Ukami because I love Ukami. Congratulations. Oh, sorry. Knocked off my mic. Okay, next one. I'm gonna go. Oh, this one just stuck to my hand, so we're gonna pick that up. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm gonna wait for it to focus in. Let's see here. Zombie the DM. Congratulations, Zombie the DM. You are player number 3. I keep going out of focus there because I'm bringing stuff close, but hopefully it'll focus again. There we go. Okay, we have 3 players. 3 more are to be picked. Let's see what we get. Tweeny clock, where will it stop? Okay. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. Player number 4 is, upside down, I think, is the Knowing Ape. Congratulations, Knowing Ape. You are player number 4. That leaves 2 more players. I think 13 people signed up to this in total. So we've picked out 4 out of 13. There's 9 remaining, 2 more to go. What are the chances it's you? It's, I guess it's 1 out of 9, huh? Simple math. Okay, that one came into my hand immediately. It's weird how like some of them just like kind of like maybe my hands are clammy or something. Okay, let's see. We've got... focus. It's upside down. Oh, I believe you're in the chat. Wait. Hammock. Apologies for the numbers. I got the numbers wrong and I scribbled them down. But Hammock, congratulations. I know you're in the chat. There you are. You're right there. You just literally last comment that came up. Congratulations, Hammock. You are joining Zombie and Ape, as well as Ukami and Dark Lord Fluffy. Now, our last name of the evening. Can we get a drum roll maybe? I don't know if you can hear that or not. Oh shit, it's me. Congratulations. Okay, last name. Here we go. Let's see what we got. We have Drew Verse. Congratulations, Drew Verse. Well done. So we have our 6 players. I'll announce them on our Discord. I'll also put a post over on YouTube. But I think everyone here is on Discord. I'll let you all know very soon after this video. So we have Dark Lord Fluffy, Ukami, Zombie the DM, Knowing Ape, Hammock 2303, and Drew Verse. And just to show, you know, all the other names are people here, so I'll just pull them all out. Congratulations, everyone. And, you know, anyone who didn't get in here, I will be doing other games in the future, I'm sure. I don't know when I will, but, you know, there will be a point where there'll be other games, other opportunities for you. So, why can't I say it? Wilthrine Records is number 1. Oh, there we go. Wilthrine Records. So these are the people who didn't get in, but I'm just gonna let you know they were all here. You all were here. Amber's. Oh, focus in. There we go. Amber's. We've got Donut Boy. Very sorry, Donut Boy. We've got Sriracha Mao. Maybe it's going to be Sriracha Mayo. Sriracha Mao. We have XP Explorer or Explorer. Focus in. There we go. Last 2 S Ebon Light. S Ebon Light. And lastly, we have Slick03. So I'm very sorry that you have not gotten into this, but there will be other opportunities in the future, 100%. And this month, I will be releasing some additional stuff for my patrons, which will be some along with the smithing skill tree. I think I've put a poll out, but it's looking right now like I will be making some more armor bonuses for you all for the smithing tree. So we've got weapons already for the smithing tree. Now we're going to do some armor mechanics just for patrons. So congratulations to our players again. Well done. Whew, I'm sweating. It's roasting right now. Swordplay and Sorcery says, is that Elgato Mars 4 in the background? Yeah, that is. My very, very generous cousin, who's the coolest person in the world, gifted me this for my birthday. And I've been very intimidated by it and want to make my first mini perfect. So I'll actually show you something. Very, very cool stuff here. Let's see if I can... I've got a 3D model of the Ugly Goblin. I recently commissioned an artist to make me a 3D model of the Ugly Goblin. So I'm going to see if I can find them here now. You know what? I don't know where the file is, and I don't want to like slow down the stream, but I have gotten a 3D model made up of the Ugly Goblin. I'm going to make some 3D models, and I might do a giveaway or something at some point for the Ugly Goblin. So someone will get the very first 3D Ugly Goblin ever made on my 3D printer. So that is a thing I'm trying to figure out now. I'm wondering if I should just get nail polish remover to like clean them up and polish them afterwards, or if I should invest in you know, the whole kit for cleaning and washing and everything else. It's a very complicated thing, so I'm not sure if I'm going to invest like tons of money into washing them and stuff. But at some stage I will. I'm just not sure what I should do for the first few prints. If anyone has any tips on 3D printing, let me know. But realistically, I don't want to spend all of the money patrons are giving me just to get this 3D printer. I'd much prefer to spend that money on other stuff for you guys, like maybe getting a better camera or something like that. If I was going to spend my money on something, I'd prefer it to be benefiting the channel a bit more than just making 3D models for everyone else. So we'll see what happens. But yes, Samacho says, this just means I can read through the one shot now. Yeah, yeah, please do, and enjoy it. And if you run it for your players, do let me know how it goes. Baby Shark Bro says, don't be afraid to make mistakes. It'll help in the end, and maybe even make your models better. That's true, actually. You know, the Ugly Goblin's meant to be scrunkly in the end of the day, so maybe it just makes sense for him to come out scrunkly the first time round. Swordplay and Sorcery says, 3D Ugly Goblin. I'd be printing those and hiding them everywhere. You've been goblined. I need to start printing. I've just been very intimidated by the whole process, but I should just do it at some stage soon. I just want to make sure it's done right, and I've just recently got the 3D model, so when I have the time, I'll go do that. I'll make some goblins and see how it comes out. So, Goomaster says, just make sure to have ventilation, good ventilation. I've heard there's a lot of fumes from this, so yeah, luckily we have a balcony just over there that we can open up, and I know a lot of things for cleaning as well are very strong. I've got a respirator, so yeah, should be okay. Bruno says, we can talk if you need. Thank you, Bruno. So Playing Sorcery says, if you ever want to chat about 3D printing, I'm game. I love 3D printing minis for my home game. Good to know. I might even just make a little channel for that in Discord. We can figure out how to do this together. Watcher Online says, oh, how about battle maps for VTTs? As in 3D printing them, or me make them for something. That'd be cool. I have made a lot of things. I use whatchamacallit? My brain's starting to go now. It's starting to get late now. But Wonder Draft and Dungeon Draft for my maps. I feel like I can't really sell maps that I've made on them because they're kind of like it's own program, and I don't know. But I would happily. I used to draw maps for my games for sure. But there's so many good sources for getting maps out there, like Chimpeku and stuff like that. I just could never compare to them. But cool idea. Patema, you will 100% get a 3D goblin sent to you. I promise you that. Hammock says, is there a Coca-Cola glass? Is that a Coca-Cola glass? Yes, it is. It's a Coca-Cola glass for my water. No, I'm just drinking straight vodka. Yeah, no. Yes, it is a Coca-Cola glass. My fiance's father collected loads of them, and now we have loads of them, and I love a good big glass. This isn't like as big as I would like. I like a good pint glass for water, but these are the biggest glasses we have. So I've also got my old canteen of water here that's got a squeaky bottle, so you might hear that opening every now and then. Aaron says, I appears I crossed too many fingers. How did you get in, Aaron? Oh, congratulations. Brilliant stuff. Hell yeah. I'm so glad. Okay, so I'm down to the bottom of the chat again. We've got 18 viewers right now currently. Welcome everyone who has joined recently. So for the next part of this chat, I want to ask all of you, what content do you want to see next? I think a few things. One Piece will eventually come. The One Piece will come one day. And hopefully by then I will have a video that has reached 500,000. I realize 500,000 views is a very big ask. And not many YouTubers covering D&D stuff get that many views. Even the biggest ones. So I was like, maybe I set that bar a bit too high. But I will eventually do One Piece. That is gonna happen at some stage. As I said, I'm trying to catch up. I'm about a quarter of the way through the manga now. There's a lot to go, but once I get a sufficient amount of knowledge and I feel comfortable writing about it, I will do that. But until then, One Piece is on the side. Again, JJK, I feel like I've covered the trilogy and I've pretty much covered most of my bases with JJK, so I think I'm done with JJK. Maybe I'll come back to it eventually and revamp some stuff. But I feel like I should jump onto some new stuff. But a few things I'm working on. Obviously, there's the alchemy crafting mechanics. There's the runesmithing crafting mechanics. There's the roleplay skill tree. The crafting skill tree that will include runecraft, that will include alchemy and smithing. That's a whole skill tree that I will develop once all like runecraft and alchemy and everything else have been finished. But as for, and then we've got the roleplay skill tree, which I could develop now. So these are a few things that I could develop for you. But if there's any other options, any other suggestions here that people want me to make, let me know. Blue's getting a little needy. Okay, so let's see what people are saying here. Novazan, Novazan, yes, hello, welcome, thank you so much for joining. They say hello, glad I made it for the stream. How's it going? It's going pretty swell. We just called out the names for people who are going to be in the one shot I'm going to be running, which is really exciting. Do you want to come on? No, you keep running away. That's okay. You want me to play? I know. But if you bring me a toy, I can play with you. Sorry, getting distracted. Other than that, I'm very good. Lovely just chatting with all of these wonderful people. We now have 11,000 people subscribed to the Ugly Goblins, so it's pretty crazy, and I just want to say hello, and I'm just enjoying telling my life story, answering questions. If you have any other questions, let me know. Just so you know, Novazan and also my partner, Rose in the chat, and Scorpio Tech are all part of a Ghibli-style campaign that I'm running. It's set in Gostar, but like thousands of years in the past, so it's really, really fun to explore that and have like a bit of a grittier setting, like a less modern setting than the world of Gostar. So we're having a wonderful time there with that campaign. Oh, you crossed your fingers too hard. I'm sorry. Okay. Dang it. Ambers, you need a 3D goblin. 100%. I'll make some 3D goblins. I'll definitely make some 3D goblins in the future and throw them out to people. Do some kind of giveaways or something like that. Okay, maybe I need to start mass producing goblins pretty soon. Watcher Online says, read my mind regarding One Piece. You are excited for One Piece. I know that's going to be very popular because I know there's both big audience for One Piece, big audience for D&D, and there's also a big crossover, an audience where those two things cross over. So I definitely want to do some One Piece stuff, but I want to do it justice. I want to do it well, and I want to do a few videos on One Piece. I want to do the hockey, and I want to do the customizable devil fruits that kind of evolve as you level up. Let's see what else people are saying here. Oh, I've run out of music. Oh no, I haven't. It's just restarted. Here we go. Hammock says, I'd love character builds made from your skill tree. I've had that a few times, so let me write that down in my little notebook here. You know what? I'll put it in my Disco Elysium notebook. This is dedicated strictly to my journal in Disco Elysium. They're my detective notes, but for this instance, I will take some notes here from you all. So, number one option, we've got characters made in the skill tree. So, characters built with classless skill tree, which could be really cool actually, because I can now also show off the brand new spanking interactable fillable character sheet that I've got. So that'd be a nice way to do that. Very nice idea. Baby Shark Bro says, I'll just go and find my definitely 500,000 friends to watch it. I appreciate that. The comment alone. Bruno says, Gomo Gomo no Gatling skill trees. I mean, that's got to be in the One Piece thing for sure. 100%. We got to do some rubber boy abilities. Sam Mitchell says, I know they take a lot of work, but I'd love to see more animations from your games. You know, I would love to do more animations for my games. The thing is, the animations I made, the videos I made, they kind of flopped. And it was so disheartening. And it might have been because they're a big sponsor, or maybe it was because it was a different game entirely, maybe because it wasn't like D&D, it was a different system, or it could have also been because, you know, it's not what my audience looks for. It's a very different thing. They kind of flopped. And there was so much work put into them. I worked with two other artists, worked with my partner, and I worked with RoseryBlue on Instagram and Little Bluebird on Instagram, both incredible artists. We did up, I'd say, close to 500 drawings for the whole story. And they just didn't do well at all. And it was a bit disheartening because that can happen on YouTube, I suppose. I thought they were going to be huge. I thought they were going to explode. But they didn't. But you know, who knows? You know, if I get to a point on YouTube where maybe I've got some successful Kickstarters and I'm pretty happy and everything else, and I can start experimenting a bit more and I can do some more passion projects, I would love to do that. I would 100% love to do that. But it took so much work. It took months and months of work and prep to get them done that it didn't work out. But I definitely would love to in the future, 100%. Some nobody says you could collectively call the trees the skill forest. There's actually been some great names for the skill trees out there, and I actually pinned a few of them. You see, one of my favorite ones was calling it Goblin, but it it was like an anagram for. Let me see. Actually, let me just do the questions. I'll go into my pins because I've got it pinned there somewhere. Here we go. Bad Idea Generator says Goblin's original branched leveling interface network, or Goblin for short. I really like that. I do like the idea of calling it Goblin, but we'll see. We'll see what we can come up with in the future. Eventually, I just want to have everything prepped and ready, and maybe something will come naturally as well in the meantime. Yeah. Let me see here. Someone says I'm so damn hydrated. 2 seconds. Digital Ocean. Oh, brilliant. I've just been sent a message for how to host code. I'll look at that very soon. Thank you, Patema, for that. I'm just going deep in the bottle now. Deep in my water bottle. No, fill up my glass. It's a bit more practical, so you don't have to hear the cool, squeaky ambience of my my bottle. Where am I? Where was I? Scorpio Tech says, "Woo, Krelos, the man had it all. Has it all." Yeah. So, Scorpio Tech is playing a character called Krelos, who is a Goliath, descended from this Goliath tribe from the mountains. Who recently he has been traveling with the party through a desert, and has been rolling nat 20s constantly on their survival checks. I know, right? Yeah. And because they've rolled so many consistent nat 20s on surviving in the desert, even though they're from the snowy mountains, we've kind of decided that like their origins, like the branch of their like family history, their tree, they originally came from the desert and eventually for some reason moved to the mountains. And now there's a prophecy around the person who will mount the World Eater, and when they do slay the World Eater or conquer the World Eater, the tribe in the mountains will return to their homeland again. Really fun stuff. He can also shoot a laser beam out of his mouth. He's just got crazy stats. He's just jacked, absolutely invincible, super cool, classic barbarian, but so much more than that. What else have we got? Hammock says, or Yggdrasil. I can't even pronounce it. I'm never sure how to pronounce Yggdrasil. That was on something else. Oh, that could be a cool name for the system. Hell yeah, you're right. That is a really... Oh my god. I need to maybe use that. That's not copyright or anything because it's like mythology. That is a dope idea for a campaign, or like a system. There we go. My brain, yeah, we're getting to the point where we're coming close to 10, and my brain's like, well, it's time to shut down and start wrapping up. But we'll keep going. We'll push hard. We'll figure out what the next video is going to be. My voice might start breaking along the way. Aaron says, do you think you'll ever do a game longer than a one-shot? For people on Patreon, maybe. The thing is, I do run, at the moment, I've got about 4, maybe 5 campaigns that I'm running. And a lot of them are really long campaigns, but they're all coming to an end. And when they do all eventually conclude, I'll eventually have more free time to run some other games, some shorter games. And maybe then, once I've caught up on videos and all that stuff and have a bit more time, I think I could definitely dedicate like a mini series to people for sure. And if people are interested, if it does well, if it's something that people would watch, I could definitely stream them too, if that's something people are interested in. Maybe do, even just cut them up into half-an-hour videos, something like turn 3-hour games into half-an-hour videos and just have it broken up. Something simple. We'll see. We'll see. Moving on, we've got Hammock saying, "Boys, let's crank up those views." Boys, let's crank up those views now. I never. You also said, Hammock, I never even got that video in my recommendations. That's the thing. Thing is, YouTube's a little bitch. Please don't shut down my channel for saying that. But YouTube, sometimes it's just like, listen, I know this video would be popular, but it just doesn't push it out to people. I go in, I check the analytics, and I see like how many people it's shown it to. You know, it's gotten like, say it's at 500 views, and it's only been showed to 1,000 people. I'm like, dude, this is a 50-50 thing, but you don't want to share it with people because something in the algorithm says it might not work out. But I'm like, it would do really well if maybe more people saw it. But then again, maybe it wouldn't. Who knows? But it's a shame that it didn't get shared with people. But again, just didn't do well. And it's like a snowball effect. You know, if it continues to do well, it'll continue growing, and that's just how it works. That's the nature of the game, baby. It's kind of like gambling. Patema says, skill fungus. I'll write it down. Skill tree about fungus. It's an idea. It's down there. It's on the paper. Whatever ideas you got, throw them at me. Bad idea generator has ironically really good ideas. It's insane. Bad idea generator is just like peak ideas. Amazing. If you ever hop over to the Discord, they're constantly throwing out stuff. Just gold. Just throwing out gold like it's nothing. Okay, I do apologize. I'm not very good with pronouncing names, but I will try to pronounce yours. I'm really sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Is it Royale says hello. Thank you so much. Welcome to the stream. Hammock says, cheers, mate. Cheers. Baby Shark Bro says, there's so many channels on Discord. I don't know where to begin. Yeah, there's a lot. And it's always intimidating when you go into a new Discord server and it's like a bazillion different channels. You're like, I don't know. But they just keep getting added. And I'm like, well, people who are on here maybe know what they are. But it is a bit of a sea, a bit of an ocean. And it's hard as well. You got to like pick and choose which servers you want to be a part of, which ones you want to interact with. I get it. Totally get it. I often leave them or mute them. Goo Master says, I would love to see a video on high-level session prep. I'll add it down because my last high-level session thing did really well. I know. Okay, I'm just going to get her toy very quickly so I can play with her while chatting with you all. Okay. High-level session prep. Okay, high-level session prep. Did you get that? I'll come back to the other suggestions in just a moment. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Now, where is your fish? Where is Kala? You got up here? Kala. Okay, we have ammunition. We have the toys. She's up here. She's like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Actually, I don't need headphones on. What am I doing? Okay, let's see what other people are saying here. Oh, I can hear myself. That's nice. Okay. Girl. Okay. Reading through. Eddie Kota says, I missed a lot of the live. No, it's okay. It will go up as a VOD later on. So I'm just playing with Blue here, so don't mind me. Yeah, it will go on afterwards if you want to rewatch it. Francisco says, here we are. YouTube is indeed very silly. Yeah, I should have said that. I shouldn't have said whatever I said before. That's a much better way to say it. Let's see, what else have we got here? Aaron says, that's a ton of campaigns. How do you do it? I don't know. I don't know. It's I guess, yeah, I'm running 5 campaigns, YouTube and Patreon, all that kind of stuff, constantly making content. Just swimming in D&D. I think it's like conditioning. Like, you know, one campaign at some stage, you know, gets easy to run. Then you had another campaign and you just had another one and another one. And you're like, I can balance all these. It's cool. It's whatever. It just becomes second nature. I live and breathe this stuff now. Master, simulacrum cheese for infinite views. What? Simulacrum cheese for infinite views. Oh, right. Cheese, the simulacrum spell. I thought you were using simulacrum to make millions of cheese. I'm like, cheese can't help me. I get it. 100%. I could just clone myself a bazillion times and get them all to make, you know, things to watch my stuff. Good idea. Solid. Yeah, if only I was a wizard. Patema says, Aaron, he is a literal machine. It's true. I am a robot. Actually, no. I'm a bit more eldritch than robot now at this stage, but yes. Not human. I gave up my humanity a long time ago. Eddie Koda says, did the players get picked already? They have gotten picked. I'll announce them on my Discord after this video goes up. But just to let you know, the players are Zombie the DM, we have Drewverse, we have Hammock, we have Knowing Ape, we have Dark Lord Fluffy, and we have Okami. So I'll let you all know in Discord very soon. Francisco Blanco says, an Elden Ring-like combat system where players have to dodge, block, or get hit. Oh, that's really cool. That's like a whole other system, but I kind of am here for it. I like the challenge. Just recently, funnily enough, I gave one of my players the ability to dodge roll once per day, which basically just adds 5 to their AC. But they learned it from this like epic hero who is very much like based off like an Elden Ring character or Dark Souls character, and he has mastered the dodge roll. So he taught him that technique. I need to wrote down dodge roll. Let me see. Elden Ring. Sorry. Ring system. Cool idea. Cool idea. I'm just gonna write all these down, and then we're gonna do like a little bit of a poll, see what people want to do, what people are interested in. Let's see here. Aaron says, Patema, I can tell. Oh, sorry, this is to Patema. Hammock says, we want to play with the dog. Yeah. She's here down here. Where are your toys gone? Where have you brought them? Under my chair. Okay. Up. No. Not interested? Not interested? Maybe she's gonna go for it. No, she does. She's not really one for chasing things. Let's see. Oh yeah. She's probably just gnawing that there for a moment. Okay. Francisco says, "Oh my God, he read me. Thank you, and your pronunciation is very good. It was my pleasure, Francisco." I'm glad. I'm trying to read everything here as best I can. There's not like a bazillion of you, so it's manageable for sure. Ambers, I'm planning on restarting my Eberron campaign soonish. Best of luck. Eberron is a very cool setting. I like robots and fantasy. It's a good mashup. I've never played it though myself. I just know a little bit about it. Very, very cool. Hammock, cheese can always help you. Yes, it's very true. Cheese is a great thing. Blue loves cheese. My partner loves cheese. I like cheese. I think cheese is good. Though I am slightly lactose intolerant, so I try not to eat too much cheese. Bad for cholesterol and all that. Baby Shuck Bro says, I must leave for a bit, but be back soon. Best good luck on whatever quest you're heading out on. Have a wonderful time, Baby Shuck. But Dama says, I think you should do cheese cloning idea. Okay, write it down. Cheese cloning. Cheese clones. It's down. It's an idea. Whatever ideas you guys got, I'm gonna write them down. I'll make a cheese wizard for our next D&D one shot. Amazing. I'm immediately getting vibes of. Oops, sorry, just throwing the ball for blue. Immediately thinking of the guy from the Goofy movie who like he's got like the cool little glasses and he's got the kind of liquid cheese. That's what I'm thinking when I hear a cheese wizard. Ooh, a chicken wizard. Chicken wizard sounds pretty solid. Chicken cheese. Okay, chicken cheese. There's something wizard here. So write down chicken as well. Plus wizard. Yes. Let's see here. How many CR is how much? I think a chicken is a 0 CR. So you can summon thousands of chickens with conjure woodland creatures. I mean, you could theoretically maybe because zero is infinite. If you that could be a fun thing. Could be a fun wild magic table effect or something like that. Francisco, any sneaks on future projects? I'll do that now very soon actually. Chicken CR is 0. So 25, I guess. Yeah, could summon 25 chickens. They don't have an official. They don't have an official stat block. Well, I'll write that down as well. Chicken stat block. You know, I could do like exploding chickens. Mechanic for. I'll write that down as well. Exploding chickens from. That was the first Skyrim mod I ever downloaded. Was this exploding chickens. A few seconds. Relax here. As soon as I start sitting down, she's like, no. Okay. Play with the bowl. We'll play with the bowl. Sorry, she's getting a bit restless, so I probably won't be able to keep this stream up for much longer, but we'll see how we go. Let's see. Goo Master says a sacrificial system where you give up features, maybe levels for really powerful temporary buffs. I like that a lot. That kind of actually sounds like the JJK one I did, the packs, where you sacrifice lots of things to get loads of powers. But I might do like a dark fantasy kind of vibe sometime. So let me see here. I'll write that down. Sacrifice plus get boons. Very nice. All right. I guess I'll just have to ask Goblin to write an armored chicken stat block. I can do that. You're my player. I'll give you an armored chicken stat block. No problem. Just rocking her now. Just relax the baby. Hammock, genuine idea, exploration skill tree, or have you already made that? Exploration as in like abilities, that will actually be kind of a big part of my roleplay skill tree, which I'll show you very soon, which has a lot of mechanics for exploring, role-playing, gathering resources, all that kind of stuff. But if you mean more like maps, how to travel around the world and stuff, I could also look at that. We can have a look. Let's see. Francisco Blanco says there was an English series called Misfits where there was a lactomancer. Misfits was great. I watched that all the time as a teenager. I loved it so much. It was so cool. And the lactomancer is terrifying because everyone was drinking milk, and then the one guy who wasn't affected by the milkman was actually lactose intolerant, which is so funny. Great series. I think it fell off a little bit after a while, but it was pretty good, pretty solid for the first few seasons. Let's see what we got here. Patemo, wild chicken magic. Okay, we got a lot of chicken stuff. Cool Bula. We've got let's see, how do I pronounce this? Takikoma, is that right? Or Tachikoma? 17. YouTube is a random thing. I started getting your videos recommended to me, and now I'm super interested in the Classless skill tree system. Can't wait to see where all this goes. Keep on going. I'm gonna keep on going on. Thank you so much. Really cool that it got recommended to you. It's really nice to see, and thank you so much. If there's anything you want to see in particular, let me know in the comments. Okay, and Patemo, he's way ahead of us. Yeah, okay. In terms of the exploration. Yeah, let me show you oops, wrong one. The exploration skill tree that or roleplay skill tree that I'm designing, because it might interest you somewhat. Now I'm gonna just try to balance Blue on my leg there. She's just kind of standing there. So let's zoom in here. Okay. So again, this is going to get rehauled quite a bit, but essentially I had the idea of like other resources like karma, guile, and genius being things you can spend in certain situations. Like karma can be used for social interactions, guile can be used for like cunning and quick wit, and genius can be used for more intellectual things, maybe like foraging or skill checks, things like that, more mechanical things. Moments of genius, moments of guile, moments of karma, good luck and good fortune, that kind of stuff. But I think I'm going to get rid of those because there's so many resources already within the Classless skill tree, like adrenaline, mana, stamina. You've got spells as well in there. You've got uses of your wild shape. You've got uses. Oh no, you don't got uses of wild shape. There's a bunch of different things basically, and rages. And so I think it'll be too overwhelming if there's even more resources to keep track of. So I think I'm going to veer away from this, but I will have some kind of more, social interaction branches. There's going to be kind of more cunning and sneaky vibes in here. And then there's going to be more like genius, like intellectual stuff, making things. This will be kind of, knowing languages in terms of like with linguist here. You've got jack of all trades, kind of very common stuff you're probably familiar with. You've got expert. Quick scan is basically looking at a creature, knowing its weaknesses, knowing its vulnerabilities, all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of, in the street, there's a lot of vision-based abilities. You've got things that can give you dark vision, things that can give you magical vision or magical dark vision. There's things that can give you, I think, hemovision, so you can see blood and stuff, like you can see living beings. You've also got things like, other things in the green branch here. You've got bonus skills. You can learn new skills. Overclock is kind of overclocking your own mind, so you can like pull off crazy feats and gain the upper hand in battles. Tool expertise as well, obviously is kind of self-explanatory. Blue branch over here, this will be the kind of exploration branch. There's a lot of ranger stuff here. There's 3 kind of branches where you can go off in different directions, which is like mining, hunting, or gathering. And these then interact very nicely with the crafting skill tree. So there'll be a list of different things, like different ores that I'm going to develop. I'm going to develop all these different ores that you can mine. I'm going to create a list of just animals, like everyday animals that you can hunt, and also how you can gain different advantages against creatures in combat. And then gathering, I'm going to come up with some plants and other foraging things like mushrooms and whatever. So then you can go into tracking. You've got awareness, know the land, all these abilities very similar to the ranger. Relax, it's okay. It's okay. And then this kind of also branches into like tacticians, because you're like this master of combat as well if you're like a hunter. So you can figure out like you can understand a battle before it happens. Then we've got over here in the orangey zone, you've got a lot of the stealth based things. So you've got shadow step, teleporting in shadows. You've got shadow step twice there, fast hands, which will be kind of like quick reloading and stuff like that, drawing weapons, concealing weapons, imposter, impersonating someone else, very like the assassin thing. One with shadow will allow you to just be very good at stealthing and all that kind of stuff. It's basically like getting what's it called, pass without a trace, that kind of stuff. And then you've got dark vision in there. You've got nocturnal, which will give you benefits if it's specifically nighttime. Mask of many faces, change your face literally to someone else. So when I introduce things like this, I might be removing other features from the combat skill tree. So with Mask of Many Faces, that's going to replace the ability in the combat skill tree that allows you to shape change into humanoids. I'm going to remove it from the thing so there's no double up here. And similarly, I'm going to remove expert from the original skill tree and replace it with the expert on this roleplay skill tree. And then where they interact, you've got where Guile and Genius kind of interact. You've got Survivalist, gathering intel. You're kind of like a spy now. These are all kind of spy abilities. Misdirecting attacks, finding weak points in monsters, looking for all these other kind of have a slippery mind, all that kind of stuff. And then there is I'll just change the music actually at this point because I think it's going to get to the funky part. But then you've got in here, in every part of the skill tree, there are all these different deals. Oh, careful, Blue. So you've got dark deals, so you've got all these different packs you can make with different beings, which is also a nice little roleplay flavor. And anyone craving some kind of warlock mechanics in there. As well, we've got a silver tongue, cutting words. A lot of bardic stuff is in here. In the purple thing, you've got Song of Rest, bardic inspiration, and then you've got your auras as well, like Aura of Protection. You've got Mantle of Majesty, like from the bard, another bard subclass kind of feature. Beacon of Hope, all that kind of stuff to inspire people, to bolster others up. That's what the kind of karma thing is. It's all about good vibes. So that kind of covers quite a lot of things that all take place outside of combat. So if you could almost break down these 3 skill trees into, there's a combat skill tree, there's a outside of combat skill tree, like roleplay skill tree essentially, and then you've got downtime skill tree, which is the crafting skill tree. So they kind of cover all the different aspects of D&D, because combat's really big, outside combat is big, but then there's also the stuff in between, where you're crafting items and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that is the plan for that. I've seen a few people are commenting here, so I'll just get into these. But that's my plans for the roleplay skill tree. A lot of stuff to write out. It's going to be another 10,000 word document. Let's see here. Warforged skill tree. That's pretty cool. You know, in the crafting skill tree, there will be a lot of mechanical stuff, but I'll write that down. Warforge. My pen is run out, so I'm going to just start typing them over here. I'll just start typing them on my iPad. New documents. Warforge skill tree. Okay, wrote that down. Let's see. I love the little dancing pajama goblin in the corner. Thank you. Very proud of that little gif. Aaron says, I think I missed it earlier, but how do you combine different skill trees? Will they all eventually just become one massive skill web? No, so the idea, what I plan anyway for this main system, is that you've got level points. You gain level points every time you level up. There will be a ratio that you divide those skill points in to your players. I have in mind that you have 5 for combat, 3 for roleplay, and 1 for crafting. But based on whatever game you're running, you can mix up that ratio. Maybe if it's a more crafting heavy one, maybe it's a more roleplay heavy one, you could make it 5 for roleplay, 3 for crafting, 1 for combat. And so that's the way it'll work. There'll be 3 skill trees, and then if there's new skill trees, that'll be all down to your game. If you want your players to be more power hungry, then maybe you will allow them to gain additional points for new skill trees. Maybe 1 every time they level up, they gain 1 skill point for that new skill tree, and they can put it in there, whatever they want to progress in. Or maybe they use their combat skill tree points in that other tree if you want to keep it more balanced. And they've got to decide which skill trees they want to progress in then with those points. But when I add more kind of like DLC things, I'll probably add fresh rules for how to add those additional skill trees into your games with the core 3. The idea is there'll be 3 core skill trees. You've got 3 different points. You've got combat LP, you've got level points, you've got roleplay level points, and you've got smithing or crafting level points. So that will be that's the kind of vibe that I'm going to go for with these. Beyblade, Rotomancy. Oh my god. Beyblade class. Oh my god. Okay, that might be a winner, but we'll see. Beyblade class or subclass. We'll see. But anyway, can you only take these abilities once? In the roleplay skill tree, it'll depend. Some of them might be things you can take multiple times and increase your, cutting words, so you can be more and more. You can harm people more and more with your words. I think cutting words is actually a cantrip, but in this case, let's say cutting words can deal damage to people when you insult them or something, or succeed in a performance check. And maybe that damage can go up, or that disadvantage will last longer, or something like that. But some, like maybe gaining dark vision, maybe won't go up, or maybe it will increase. Maybe you get a longer range the more you invest in it. But I think in this one, because you'll have less points typically, most of these will be a one-time purchase. Goo Master, how do you make those skill tree images? That is my own little personal little thing that I will keep to myself. But anyone who is seeing the program I'm using, it might look familiar to you. It takes a while, but just get little squares and I drag them around, get some text, drag it on top of the square, draw a little line, connect them all, do it all manually. There's not an automatic system that does it, although there is one in the works. Hey, okay, you can come up here again. You're gonna start scampering as soon as I sit down. Yeah, okay. Now, we've got about 20 more minutes before the end of the stream, so we've got to decide what we're gonna work on here. I'll catch up with the rest of these messages, and then we're gonna do a little bit of a vote to see what the next video will be. So, let me see, where was I again? Patema says, I would just take something like Karma +2 every level and be the luckiest character in the world. You could do that 100%. And that's what I like about the skill trees. You can just totally min-max to infinity with the skill trees. But obviously, you often will lose out on some essential things because of you've done that. But you could be super lucky, and that could be a super fun build, and that's a great time. Balancing that is always very tricky as well. Trying to make it all as balanced as possible. But also, you don't want to be super balanced as well. You want to be kind of fun. So let me see here. Hammock says, do you get separate LP for this tree, or do yes? So I've answered that. Yeah, you get separate LP for each of the trees. Different types of LP. They can't cross over, because otherwise, you know, your min-max players will just put it all in the combat skill tree. I want to kind of give love to roleplay and crafting and kind of make it essential. But you can obviously leave those skill trees out too if you don't want to have them in there. Kitami, Kitari. Yeah, that's tough to say. It's like a tongue twister. And says, I'm personally interested in the exploration branch. Yeah, I think there's not enough cool exploration in D&D, and what I want with this exploration branch in particular, I want it to inspire stories, just like basically that it'll automatically design the places you'll go. It'll automatically like help the DM come up with cool places to explore. So say you've taken the gathering tool and you're like, I'm going to look out for this particular herb, but I need to go to the mountains. So the players are now going to the mountains, and the DM knows a little about this magical herb, and so can build the story and narrative and weave into the game pretty easily. They don't need to be like coming up with something that they find in this certain place on the spot. It's there. It's there to inspire you, but it'll be kept vague and loose as well, so as to allow it to fit into any kind of setting. That's the dream as well, to keep things loose. I'm a sucker for, you know, I'll often homebrew the hell out of homebrew to make it fit my game, but I love it when it's kept nice and vague, so I can easily slot into my game without me worrying too much about trying to change it up too much. Kitami Kitori says, I can create a ranger without having to focus as much on spell stuff. Exactly. That's the thing. Rangers, maybe you don't want to be magical ranger. Maybe you want to be just regular guy who's really good at hunting. Maybe you just want to be a hunter. And you could do that. You can maybe even use your mana for summons as well, so you can summon animals and wild creatures and stuff. There's just, I just get so excited with these skill trees because there's so many things you can do now. And you know, that's the thing with the ranger, for example, ranger subclass. Often in a subclass, as you're leveling through it, you'll get things and you're like, okay, that's cool, but I don't think I'm going to use this ability right now in my game. In this, you choose every single ability you want. Also, thank you, Sergeant Cuddles, for subscribing. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Goblin Army. But yes, that's what I really like about this skill tree. Francisco Blanco says, you may want to check out Embark, a classless RPG. I will write that down. Let me see. Embark. Sounds lovely. Good name. Welcome back, Baby Shark. Or Baby Shark Bro. Hammock says, welcome back, Baby Shark Bro. Welcome back, Baby Shark Bro. Thank you. Kitari says, would Eldritch evocations be in the dark deals? Thinking about the change where evocations are now applicable to other cantrips. Yeah, I think so. So dark deal will give you different boons of power, but I also had the idea of having Eldritch invocations be in a horror themed skill tree, like a whole thing completely focused around patrons. But I might add something like that in later, because I know people would really enjoy that. I know Eldritch invocations are very, very fun. So I'll write that down as well. Horror skill tree, because we are coming close to Halloween as well. Skill tree. Okay. And you also could make LP level points on each skill tree change depending on your current focus in the campaign. Exactly, yes, you can mix up that ratio based on what's happening, or mid-campaign you could change it up too. It's like, okay, we're all going to settle down and set up a tavern now after like fighting monsters for years, and now you switch up the ratio. Exactly. Amber's poor Blue, so neglected. I know, poor baby. But you're kind of just enjoying being scratched here right now, aren't you? Yeah, you're kind of just stancing. You are just standing. You aren't relaxing, but you are enjoying the scratches, I think. And we'll wrap this up very soon, Blue. I promise. Maybe 10 more minutes. So we'll have to do a little poll very quickly. Baby Shark says the skill tree system is going to give me and my players creativity. Aneurysms. Oh my god. And I did I hear Beyblade? You did hear Beyblade. Maybe people want a Beyblade skill tree. Who knows? That could be popular. Aaron says, I love how LP ratio addresses this simple but seamless. Yeah. That's the thing. You know, so often, D&D is such a combat focused game, and so a lot of characters have a lot of combat focused abilities. And alternatively, sometimes you get roleplay things, you're like, I don't want the roleplay thing, I'm not going to multi-class into this thing because I maybe want the attack bonuses that I'm getting from this other subclass, but I don't want any of the roleplay things because they don't work with the build that I'm going for. But two things I'm trying to get two birds with one stone. One, roleplay is always going to be part of it. You're always going to get roleplay things, but they're not going to be just like a thing that doesn't fit your character. They're going to be things that you want, and you decide what you want to pick. And two, you can change what type of game you play. It can be more roleplay focused, it can be more crafting focused, it can be more combat focused, and it's very easily mix that up. Puppy says Samurai Knight. Hello, Samurai Knight. And Kitori says, if they level up during the business arc, yes, exactly. They'll get more roleplay skill tree stuff. And hello, you're cuddling me now, huh? Oh, here we go. That's nice. Depends on the table though. Yeah. Goo Master says soul stealing skill tree. I'll write it down. Soul stealing. And Ghost Tier Clan says hello. Oh, Blue's on the mic. Sorry. Sorry now. Ghost Tier Clan says hello. I'm just on an alt account. This is Lunchbox, by the way. Oh, just refer to me as Ghost if you could. Hello, Ghost. Nice to meet you, very new person. How about a skill tree themed around the anime Bleach? Thing is, as a kid, I had the choice between Bleach or Naruto, which one I wanted to pursue. I went with Naruto. So I actually never caught up on Bleach. I never followed that story. So again, it's one of those ones where I don't know enough about Bleach, but I would love to do it sometime because I know people would love to see Bleach. I'll write it down. I'll write down Bleach. But I want to get to a point where I know enough about a series to actually start making it. And then I'm also very excited about it, obviously. Instead of it being like a hardcore research thing, it's more like a passion project. So I'll add it down, but we'll see. Blue is jealous. Blue is jealous of the computer that I'm talking to. All of you wonderful people that I'm talking to right now. Oh, my pen's working again. Nice. Let's see. Let's wrap this up then in the next few minutes. I'll read this last one. Samurai Knight. It would be the same as normal. Change bells. Patema says Bleach is one of the few animes you've watched. I had no idea that you've watched Bleach. You'll have to inform me of Bleach and tell me all about it, and maybe I can make a skill tree on it. For like a few seasons. Couldn't handle all the filler nonsense. That's what often happens. Okay, I've caught up with the messages. Blue, you're ready for the poll? You ready to listen to the poll? And we're going to ask everyone what they want to see. So I'm going to type all of these things into the chat. So I'm going to have to put you down, Blue. Very sorry. I know you kind of want to go down as well, but you want me to go with you. Oh, there we go. So let's see here. Let's type into the chat right now all of the options here. We're going to see which one everyone wants. So number one is, let's say, roleplay, RP skill tree. Okay, this mic is kind of in the way here, but I'm just going to move it back a bit. Okay, so RP skill tree is number one. Oh, shoot, didn't mean to send that yet. I'll type it again. Okay, number one. There's so many dog toys on my desk. Number one, RP skill tree. Oh, okay, I don't know how to do okay, I don't know how to do a space. I'll type it in here and I'll copy and paste it. There we go. That's how we'll do it. I'll do it on my iPad, copy and paste it all. Okay. RP, not EP, why did that change? Okay. RP skill tree. Nearly finished, Blue. Let's go alchemy. Alchemy is number two. Runecraft, number three. Then we've got, let's see here. We've got horror skill tree. Horror skill tree. We've got characters built with oh yeah, video on character builds with classless skill tree. Okay, we've got the fungus skill tree. I'm just going to say ST for skill tree. Soul stealing skill tree. We've got high level session. Oh yeah, video on high level session prep. We've got Elden Ring system. Cheese clones. Cheese clones? Question mark. That's where if you go for the cheese clones. Chicken / cheese wizard. Could do like a fast food wizard here. Cheese wizard. Okay. We've got sacrifice. Hey, Blue. Sacrifice to get boons. Skill tree. Another one I'm going to work on is a. I'll put it down here in the options. Anyone who's played Hades, roguelike mini system where you get boons, you upgrade your weapons, things like that. Could be fun. Exploding chicken. Exploding chicken, and we've got bleach anime skill tree, and then we've also got Warforged skill tree and Beyblade class. So a lot of stuff here. There's 1, 2. I've been putting numbers the whole time. 3. Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to bother with numbers. You can count your way down the list. We're gonna see what we see. So I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm probably gonna have, oh yeah, the ugly goblin chat here. Let's paste this in and send. Oh, it's too long. Oh, okay, of course it is. What the hell? Okay. I'm messing up here big time. Right. We're gonna do fuck, I don't even know. Excuse my language. I don't know what to do here. Let's see. I have an idea. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it into here. I'm going to make a text box on here. We're going to go, which has the most space here? Yeah, we're going to go over here. This is a very convoluted way of doing this. Okay, there we go. Perfect, beautiful. We love it. We've got a screen. Whew. We're gonna add a text box. We're gonna make the text white. And now I can go in here and I can edit this text box. And I'm gonna paste the list in here. There we go, look at that. I'm so clever. Okay, so here we go. This is our list. We're gonna order it by number. Perfect, look at that. I'm so clever. Got there in the end. Right. So we have 17 options on screen. You all, as the audience, have, let's say, 3 minutes. I'll start a timer to put in one option. Yeah, you in your text, I'll allow you to say, I'll allow you to put in 3 options that you like. First, second, and third. Put them in order. And we're going to, you have 3 minutes now, put them in chat, your favorite top 3, and we're going to take those options, and we're going to run with them. Whatever one gets number 1, we're going to make a video on that. So, I'll start the timer now. Let's go, timer, there we go. We're going to go with 3 minutes starting now. 10, 10, 10. Good to know. So far we've got 10, 16, and 3. So 10, what is 10? Cheese clones. Fucking hell. Cheese clones, cool. Kitari says number 3, which is rune crafting. Very cool, very cool. Ghost to Your Clan says 16, the Warforged skill tree. Cool bula. Francisco Blanco says 1, which is roleplay skill tree. 9, Elden Ring system. And 16 for Warforged skill tree. Very cool. Warforged is 2 so far. What's Dunkus Street? That's really fungus. Skill tree. There we go. Amazing. We're on 2 minutes. 2 minutes to get everything in. Get your answers in. Which ones you like most? Dungus Street. 3, but like 5 and 17. 5 is video and character builds for classes skill tree. 17 is Beyblade class. Beyblade class would be pretty sick. I loved Beyblades as a kid. My uncle used to come over. When my cousins and my uncle and everything came over, they took a bunch of our Beyblades and he drilled like a nail through one of the Beyblades so it could have more metal weights on it. So it was like that thick, and it was the ultimate Beyblade. No one could beat it. It was fantastic. So let's see. Shadow God 212. Welcome, Shadow God. Hello. Says 3. So 3 is Runecraft. 2 is Alchemy. We've got 1 minute left, so get your answers in. And 7 is Soul Stealing. Very cool, very cool. Hammock says 3 so Runecraft. 5 is character builds. 13 we've got Hades roguelike mini system. Very cool. Oh, I thought I had Skittles. I don't have any Skittles. Damn. My mouth's getting dry from water. 30 seconds left, everyone. Samurai Knight 2, which is Alchemy. 3, which is Runecraft. 5, which is video and character builds. Okay, very cool, very cool. First 16, second, okay. 20 seconds. I'll go through all these in a minute. Let's see what other people are saying right now. Dungus. Maybe Dungus needs to be an option here. The hidden 18th option is Dungus Street. Amazing. Patema, my next character is going to be live on Dungus Street. I'm never going to let him live that down. And you won't. I know you won't. Incredible. Oh, that is the timer, folks. That is the timer. we're going to close the options. Novazan says, I would be so hyped for a Hades mini system. 100% I would too. Shark Pro says, I still use Beyblades. These next Gen X ones are crazy. I've seen the metal ones, they're insane. Hammock says, I was more of a Bakugan kid. My younger brothers had Bakugans. They were pretty cool. Very cool. They never really opened sometimes. They always got stuck though. What else have we got? Samurai Knight says, Dungus is the ugly goblin's name. It's canon now. The ugly goblin's true name is Dungus. Oh my god. So we've got Bonan the Barbarian, who's actually the Gigachag Goblin. And we've got the ugly goblin, who's just Dungus. I thought the ugly goblin was Gabriel, but no. Little did you know, my actual name is Dungus. My secret hidden name. Okay, let's see what we've got here now. So, I'm going to put some marks down. I'm just going to put down like an X for every time something is picked. So I'm going to go through everything. The ugly Dungus. God damn it. So, Patema, your option here was 10. So, Cheese Clones has 1 mark. We've got Ghost Deer Clan saying 16. Okay, put a mark on 16. We now have 1 from Francisco. Francisco's 1. We then have 9 for the Elden Ring. We have a 16. We'll get the answer out by the end of the stream. After we find out which is the winner, we'll end the stream there. So thank you all for watching so far as well. It's been really lovely just chatting with you all, getting to know you all. It's been very, very fun. Let's see here. We've got 16. Yes. Okay. So now we've got from Kitomi 3. That's 1. 1 there. My voice is going. I'm not going to be able to speak tomorrow. I don't think I'm running any games. I am in a game though tomorrow, which is fun. Dungeon World is what we're going to be playing. And number 17 then for the Beyblade. We're now moving down the line to Shadow God 212. We've got 1 more for Runecraft. We've got 1 for Alchemy. We then have 1 for number 7, which is Soul Stealing skill tree. And then we've got Hammock. You also vote for Runecraft. Runecraft is pretty popular right now. Number 5 for the builds. We've got 13 for the Hades mini system. Very cool, very cool. Samurai Knight goes for 2. Alchemy, that's 2 for Alchemy now. 3. Okay, Runecraft's pretty popular. I might have to go for Runecraft. Interesting. And 13. So another 1 for the Hades Rogue. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. We're going to keep going down here. So we just had Hammock, Samurai Knight, Alchemy. Then we've got Runecraft. Then we've got the builds. Very cool. Number 16 for more for Warforged. Warforged are very popular as well. Very interesting to make a Warforged skill tree. Just robots. You all got to play robots. 17 for the Beyblades. I see Beyblade getting some love. And third will be number 2 for Alchemy. Francisco Blanca Patema Fungus skill tree. Yeah. So 17. So Beyblades gets a 3rd one. Okay. Number 4 is a horror skill tree. First one for horror skill tree. Baby Shark Bro also says number 2. So Alchemy. So it's very close between Alchemy and Runecraft. Then we're going to go, so Bruno says 5 for some build examples. We then have number 1 for the roleplay skill tree. And we have number 7 for Soul Street. Getting through this as quickly as I can. Novazan says Hades, so 13. Hades, nice to see Hades getting some love. I'll definitely have to do some Hades soon. 8, which one is 8? Video on high level session prep, very nice. And number 5, we have another example of some builds. Very cool, very, very cool. I might even do a short on some example builds. Maybe that could be like a little series I do as well. The build of the week with the classes. That could be a fun one to do. And you could submit some of your builds, and I can share the builds that you design. Let's see. Witcher. Well, you've done 4 there. But I'll take the first 3. Sorry, Watcher Online. Keep saying Witcher. So number 1. Then we've got number 5 for some example builds. We've got 13. So we've got the more love for the Hades build. And where was I? I've lost track of myself here. Who was I taking for? Oh, Watcher Online, yes. And 13 Hades. Yeah, we just did the Hades build there. Or did I put down Hades? Yeah, I did put down Hades build. I think. Put down another one. Okay. We've got. Oh my God, so many more people are saying stuff. Let's see. Touchcoma says 15. So 15 is Bleach. Okay, 1 for Bleach. It will happen. I'm sure it'll probably happen one day. 5 more sample builds. Wow, that one's popular. And we've got 8 for more session preps. So that one, it's nice to see there's a bit of interest in that. And then Dungus or Goomaster has said 7 for the soul stealing. We then have number 1 for roleplay, and we have 8, which is high level prep. Very cool. So that is everything. So it looks like I might even have to do a whole video on character builds. It's an even tie. There's 5 for the okay, this is tough. 5 for the Hades. There's 5 for Runecraft, 5 for Alchemy, and then there is 7 for the video and character builds. My thought now is, I'm curious, do you guys want there to be multiple shorts of different builds, or do you want a one video on how to build things with sample builds included? Or yeah, would you like lots of shorts or like one concise video? I'm curious, let me know. Alternatively, would you like shorts with either Alchemy or Runecraft? Runecraft will be, this is basically writing arcane glyphs on items and objects and everything else, making magical tattoos, infusing magic into objects, or in some cases people, or making runes on the ground to make like arcane traps, that kind of thing. Runecraft is a very big wormhole that we can go down into. Let's see, what are people saying here? Chad Matrix, good luck doing his voice. Yeah, oh yeah, I've got to do like Giga Chad. I'm playing a Giga Chad version of myself in the next game tomorrow. So I hope my voice is still there. 16 gives you mechs to fight. Oh yeah, that's very true. You can make some mechs. What's up with what level will you do for the example builds? Up to what level will I do for example builds? I think up to level 5 makes sense. But if there's, if someone sends me a build that goes really high, we can go throw that in. I think 5 is a pretty solid level though for most things. Oh, I said 17 and 2 earlier. Skip those. So, oh, my apologies. Did I? So that pushes Alchemy ahead, and you also said 17. So Beyblade will happen. Beyblade's definitely gonna happen for sure, because there's an interest there. Okay. I'm just reading through. So no, he has 3 Beyblades. That's the right amount for 70. Oh, 3. Okay, right amount for 70. Okay, perfect. Maybe I've got it wrong. Okay. Let's see. Someone says, okay, you'd like multiple shorts? I actually voted 3 times for cheese cloning. You did, but you could have put those other 2 votes to someone else. I can only count the 110. I'm very sorry, but I know cheese cloning. Everyone wanted to pick cheese cloning, but they just didn't have the guts. You had the guts to pick cheese cloning, so I appreciate that and I respect that. That's the end of that conversation. Multiple shorts makes sense. Okay, lots of people are saying shorts. Okay, we'll do a build of the week now. You want to choose all the above. And the video on how to do a build. Oh, and a video on how to do a build. We can do both. Both is good. That makes sense. That works. Then Runecraft and Alchemy. I think a bit of both would help. Do one big video, break it up into shorts, and get more content out of it. That could work. Okay, I was thinking level 5 to 10. Could definitely do, I think I could do a small level build, bigger builds, and things like that. Okay, so people seem to be interested in a video on builds using the Classless skill tree. I'm happy to do that. More than happy to do that. Kind of a nicer one for me to do, less like taxing, making up brand new stuff. Now I'm just making up semi-new stuff. And also, if any of you would like to submit builds on the Discord, and I might include some of those in the upcoming video. And yes, yeah, make sure it's link them to the main video. That makes total sense. So I'll do one build video to open up, and I think in the video, I like the idea that maybe I can open up to the public. If you want to have your builds featured on this channel, you can be featured in a short every week. How does that sound? I think that sounds pretty damn good. And then follow that up with some alchemy and then runecraft. And by then, we should have the core for the crafting skill tree. Get into that, do the roleplay skill tree as well. And by the end of the year, we might have the fully fleshed out 3 pillars of the Classless skill tree, and you might be able to fully run it in your games. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty exciting. Let's see if we're at like 50,000 by then. That'd be awesome. But thank you all so much for coming in here. It's really been an absolute pleasure to just hang out with everyone here. You're all absolutely fantastic. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for everyone who's been on this journey with me since the very beginning, who's joined halfway, who's joined recently. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being a part of the Ugly Goblin. The Ugly Goblin is expanding. It's turning into, what's the Bravest Warriors? There's that one, anyone who can come up with the answer for this. There's a being that becomes everything, and everyone just becomes that one being at the end of one of these episodes of everyone is. It's like a really silly name. If anyone can come up with the chat, I will give you an inspiration. You can carry that inspiration. It's a goblin inspiration. You can carry it into your own D&D games. If anyone, it's like Worcestershire. It's not Worcester sauce, but it's it's something. Anyway, Bravest Warrior is a very good animation. I don't know what else to say. Has anyone else got any last questions before I wrap it up here? Got 5 more minutes. The old goblin. Yeah, everyone's becoming the old goblin. Sorry, went on a tangent there. Guts. It's not Guts, but I do like Guts. Guts is a brilliant character. Okay, no questions. That's cool with me. I'm happy with that. Thank you all so much for being a part of this stream. Thank you all for being part of the Ugly Goblin. And, Gloucestershire. It does sound like something like that. Oh man, it's gonna kill me. I'm not gonna remember that. Wait. I'm gonna Google it. I'm just gonna Google it right now. Hold up. I need to Google this. I'm sorry. Let's see. Bravest Warriors. Bravest Warriors. We are all giant being. What is it? It's gonna kill me. Winkersham or Wankersham. Wankersham. There we go. It's Wankersham. Couldn't even find it on Google, but we're all Wankersham now. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening. Love you all.